All right, everybody, it's Awestruck Comics podcast. I started going a little tangent before the show, and I said to Rob, Awestruck Comics podcast on Instagram, everywhere, everywhere, like, comment, subscribe. But I know Rob, sometimes I'll talk about something, and you're like, "No, that was really good. You're just in a bad mood." So I will.
Uh,
I think that I've been in a bad mood this week. So because
yes.
I'm only enjoying. I enjoyed one thing, and we'll talk about later, and it ruined every other comic book, in a way, because I feel like a lot of it was layered and original, and I think that's is lacking as we'll kind of get into some things. Some stuff I think's good, but I guess it's just IP all around. IP,
All you should
IP
do
all
in the
around.
toilet. Get
Woo,
it in
woo,
the
woo.
toilet.
IP all around. Um, like, mm, and I'm going to blame Rob. I'm going to hot take. I'm going to blame Rob Liefeld because Rob Liefeld has cut. He has a deal whenever there's Deadpool stuff. So no comic book company is allowing anyone to create new IP. So it's all just like same type IP,
Uh,
or slight type IP.
yeah,
Uh,
yes.
but what I think is interesting, and we'll jump into the first book actually in reviews day, because I feel like this specifically it will dovetail into my point. So maybe if I'm successful, which is 50-50.
Show me what you got.
Here we go. So forgot to put this on the list. I thought I put all the Dan Mora stuff on the list. Dan Mora 3 books this week. I guess two and a half,
Two and
but
a half.
still insane. And you also, again, they just I need a page in the back of this. I need a page in the back of this because I want to say, Kyle Higgins, is he working with Dan Mora on this? And there's another guy, Matt Groom. It sounds like it looks like a fake name. You know what I mean? I'm thinking of Matt Broom, right? But that's not him.
Right.
But Matt with one T, it's like not a real person. It's kind of like who's that person doing the layouts for Supreme right now for you?
Oh, Zebra McPherson.
Not a real person. Not a
Not a
Matt
real
Groom.
person.
I'm sorry, Matt Groom. I'm sure you're a real person. You wrote the backup with Dan Mora. Dan Mora drew it. So I just don't know whose project this is. Also, Kyle Higgins he's the Radiant Black guy. Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Yeah, which is people love.
So
People
this
love
is
that
like
book.
Radiant. Yeah, so this is him kind of doing like not necessarily a Radiant Black, but it's very Power Rangers. I
You,
feel like Radiant Black is very Power
you
Rangers.
call it Radiant Batman. Radiant
Um,
Bat. Don't call it Radiant Bat.
like and Erica D'Urso. I know there's a lot of like a manga influence. This does the main story here, Immortal Legend Batman. I think this is 4 to 6 issues. I feel like it didn't go as hard. Like I feel like it succeeded once it hit into this like manga stuff here. Look at that. That's
Yeah,
like
no.
I feel like
That's
when it
cool.
goes crazy, like when it turns into like an anime, do that. Like I don't know if you did you watch Batman Ninja on like HBO
No.
Max or whatever.
No.
There's two of them. It's pretty fun. I can't wait for the Aztec Batman too. Like Batman again can just kind of be anything.
Right. We
But
have 3,000 issues of Batman, probably a correct number.
yeah, that's
And
probably about right.
that's why Absolute Batman works. It's like, oh, here's what you think you know. No, fuck you. It's totally everything crazy. And this is what you want to see is totally crazy. Like,
Well,
don't
yeah,
give me a manga Two Face that's just like manga looking. Nope. Give me a dude that looks like he's half demon. Like that's a cool Two Face.
yeah, it's like he's half on fire. Yeah, like I think that's really and then because they do some things where they change some of the titling and the lettering, and I think that's fun. Like this is like, but I if I had more of this page layout, I just think it's easily that more exciting. That Dutch angle,
Mhm.
it's easily like I was like yes, yes, and then it doesn't, then it stopped doing that almost immediately. Um, and then I guess the only thing here is that did I there we go. Okay, yeah. So at the end of this, and this is what I'm saying is that like this wasn't that interesting until it says that it's Thomas Elliott.
Yeah.
Like that's when it became interesting. But guess what? Thomas Elliott is a relatively new IP by Jeff Loeb, Jim Lee, but
Yep.
like which was just like again a new character inside the fold of the Bruce Wayne history, blah blah blah, but once it hit to this, I'm like, oh, cool, yes. Um, so I think overall a pretty successful lead story. Questions on lead story, pretty successful. I guess it's going to be 2 stories in each book. But it really would have benefited for me, for you, for everyone, if Kyle Higgins had just a little essay, say, "Hey, here's my history of Batman." Kyle
This is
Higgins,
why,
I
yeah, this is
feel
why this is
like
important. This is the
he,
two things I'm putting together. This is
yeah,
my chocolate and my peanut butter. That's why you're getting this. I love
right.
manga. I love mech.
I
I
worked
love
on Nightwing. I worked
Sentai.
on Power Rangers. I worked on now Radiant Black is my shit, and then this is my shit pulling into this shit.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and then
He might have done that in an interview elsewhere, but we kind of like seeing that in the back of a book. Like there's nothing better than getting that first issue, and there's no letters page. So what do you get in lieu of a letters page? You
right.
get the introduction by the writer, the creator, the publisher, somebody who's like, "This is what we're doing. This is why, this is our passion. This is why this book had to happen."
That's what I want.
Yes.
Yeah, passion is that's all we talk about.
Yeah.
There is one in this book. Okay, so to go back to this to kind of close this out, the thing that made this interesting was kind of root, and also I don't like. I guess I really like Cal. I like Cal and expression. Norm Brayfogle had the best, my favorite Batman, but just had a lot of fear. You can just it'll. I'll say it in my Batman scared. You can see like a long like you can
You.
see
Yes.
Norm Brayfogle's like Batman, but it's a Cal, right? The reason I
Right.
think I don't like what's the book on Rook Exodus? The reason I don't like Rook Exodus is that it's a bunch of masks. This is just a mask on these characters. All right, and I think like I like
I
the
think
expressive eyes. I like that stuff. I think
one
that's
of the things
stuff
I
that's
think
cool.
one of the things I think we liked about Norm Brayfogle is at the time Larson and McFarlane's Spider-Man, which was happening at the same time, they started moving Spider-Man's eyes, making it
Mhm.
expressive.
Right,
Some fans hated that. I liked it,
I love it.
you
Yeah.
know. So Norm Brayfogle's like, we can do that a little bit with Batman, not as much.
Mhm.
But I've said to you before, I think Norm Brayfogle is like the Eric Larson of DC at the time because
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
just like the muscles, the builds, the capes, the dramatic. Like we really lost something big when we lost Norm Brayfogle.
Yeah, and he got a. I mean, Shadow of the Bat came out before Batman, before Spider-Man, or uh, that was like his like he
No,
graduated
no, Shadow of Bat was after Spider-Man.
was after Spider-Man, but it's
Legends of
like
Dark Knight was before Spider-Man.
that's right. Yeah, Legend of the Dark Knight and their bad five covers created the variant cover, like the worst covers. But the
Unbelievable.
Dayglow. But I always like the Dayglow. You know what I got over the weekend? I got an Underworld Unleashed #2.
Okay.
And I love Underworld Unleashed for a couple reasons. The Porter art's great, the Wade story's
Yeah.
great, but
That's
that
Porter
green,
pre-Justice League, right? So
that's
that's
Porter pre Broken Hand. Yeah, it's right. It's basically I was like a tryout. You know what I mean?
right.
It felt like that. It felt like a tryout, and then boom, you got it. Um, but I love that green. I think
It's
that that
good.
that that shade of
That
green was
what do
amazing,
you
and it
what do
was
you
just
what do
really
you
well
call
done.
that? Not neon. It was like
Fifth
a
color? I don't know. I don't know.
uh it's something ink. I forget. What's the name? Did a whole it's almost like a black light ink, like
Right. Yeah, yeah. What was that? Octobriana that Jim Rugg did.
October and the entire black light
That was
comic.
cool. Yeah, that's good. And I like that. I feel like I get the right color combinations with a lot of books right now between like the purple and reds. I feel like they do a good job here.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, I just yeah, but yeah, Brayfogle had that model where it basically he graduated into his own book, and then it was like
Hmm.
I can get to draw full bleed. I get to draw, so I don't have to go in the panels. It's not going on newsprint. I can draw full. And then we got into Tim Sale. I remember looking at Tim Sale the first time. I was like, I don't like this. This is ugly. And then I kept looking at it. I was like, something's up here. Remember that with Blades? That was my first experience
Yeah.
with Tim Sale
Yeah.
with
I
Blades.
was Blades before Deathblow.
Yes,
Okay.
about a year or two. Yeah,
It was about a year. I remember not liking him on Deathblow because it's a very jarring to go from Jim Lee to Tim Sale.
yeah,
So it's kind of funny that that ends up being who Jeff Loeb hangs his hat on with Batman's was Jim Lee and Tim Sale.
right.
It's kind of funny. But anyway, so yeah, and then like Trevor Scott inked Tim Sale and it made it even like messier. Made it look more 90s, but less Tim
Yeah,
Sale. I
right,
think by the
right.
time I think I turned my I ended up liking Tim Sale. You know what happened? I think I got into the Challengers of the Unknown and I
Mhm.
went and got that miniseries. I'm like, oh, this is Tim Sale. This is Deathblood. This is and then because I wasn't collecting Batman. I would only get
Yeah, I
Batman if it
just
was
got
something
that
important.
this week. I just got #1 of that.
Well, Challengers?
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
great.
He does like a Beatles thing with them. Like all the challengers are off in different parts of the world. This one's climbing about, and this one's studying Indian music or something. And I always think of like the Beatles, like when they separated, and this one, and George Harrison discovers like Indian, you know.
You get Ravi Shankar and all that. The
Yeah, right.
guitar
Uh-huh.
changes everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. Um, let me see. Let me jump back here. There we go. All right, here we go. Mortal Thor. So this is like, so now there's going to be what after, so the afterward here is Al Ewing saying he's going to, this is the next act, is act two. So he didn't necessarily do like a Ragnarok thing, I guess, with the previous one, but he kind of ends. I didn't read the last issue if he becomes like, he's basically like amnesiac Thor. You actually called me while I was in bed last night. Whoop. Um,
Yeah.
I was reading this last night in bed, and you called me, and I was like, dude, I was like, I just was, I'm all mooded out, I'm all sad and mad, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
In
this
other
is,
words, you were Mark.
that's right. I was Mark on a Saturday night, Sunday night, Saturday night,
Sunday night,
Sunday night. Yeah, everything's all messy because of
Labor Day.
the Labor Day.
That
So
good union member.
but like this is like five different other people's ideas, right? Like it's like, all right, he already had unworthy Thor where he didn't have like the same powers, or I don't need unconfident Thor. This is amnesiac Thor, which I feel like they've done before. Sigurd Jarlson was Walt Simonson, Roxanne. I feel you said we
That's
didn't
that.
look
Yeah,
at.
that's an old thing.
It's
That's
an
not like
old
a more
thing.
recent.
That's like the
But
Exxon.
but Ewing definitely brought them back to modern day with his Immortal Hulk run.
Right, right. But if you think about the people who worked on Thor. Of course, you have Simonson. That's hard to beat. But even the stuff where who put this? Who put was it? Who put the sky? Who put Asgard in the sky? Was that Fraction? Wasn't
I
there like a
believe so. Wait a minute, because what's the name had it? Straczynski had a crash, right?
yeah
Wasn't
yeah yeah
Straczynski? These are like, or it was above like an Arizona town.
okay,
Straczynski
that
might
was
have had it in the
Straczynski.
sky.
Yeah, but I think it carried into Fraction. Like I
I think
feel like
Fraction had it. Somebody had a crash into the Earth,
right. I
and I don't
think
know. It's
Fraction
somewhere in
crashed it.
between. All right.
But I thought that was interesting. I feel like that the first issue has to have a setup. I feel like Straczynski had it. I feel like Fraction had it. Fraction had it through Fear itself. I liked Fear itself. I think Fear itself was kind of underrated. I liked all the alternate costumes. I thought that was great. The Hulk one especially is
That
fantastic.
was fun. That was fun.
That's what I want. But here, there's literally nothing. So there's literally uh, they don't know who Thor is. Everyone has amnesia of Thor because they talk about a founding member of the Avengers and they say Beta Ray Bill. And like, yeah, that's right. You know.
Yeah.
Also, you can't subtitle this. You can't subtitle, you can't give us a translation of what this is, if it's Swedish or Norse or whatever. Just like it could be something. There's plenty of room right here.
Yeah. It would.
Room
I
right
mean, it
here.
would also. We shouldn't have to do the work. We've already paid you money. We've
Yeah,
paid you
I'm
money
not
to read this
Google
comic.
I'm not Google translating this. Correct. I
Yeah.
almost did. And then I'm like, no, you're right. So that's and then there's zero editors, bro. There's zero editors. Okay. There's no excuse for this plug. There's zero excuse for that. Zero.
Yes. We
You're in New
don't
York.
know. We're in New York, not Europe.
I know.
Or
Listen,
wherever.
Pascal
Where's Pascal
Ferry.
Ferry?
I don't know.
I always felt like he's European because he's had a European style.
He does, yeah, and this is even looser than Nor. And Pascal Ferry already drew Thor. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying like you keep giving
Yes.
us, it should be a destination. When someone hits Thor, yet you had Ramita Jr., you had Andy Kubert, you had Tom Rainey. Tom Rainey did his best work. Period. It's and you just gotta keep graduating in. Oliver Copiel passed up,
Right.
elevated. Pascal Ferry was around, did Heroes for Hire, good run Heroes for Hire. I'm trying to remember who his anchor on that was. Pretty good. Maybe he needs a sharper line. Again, there's a lot of detail. Look, there's a ton of stuff going on in here. And then of course, yeah, like come on.
I know.
There's
I know.
zero editor, bro. And also, what happened? There's no art director either. Someone should just because this can be a plug. That's fine, but you can't just someone can't just like choop choop. You know what I mean? All you have to do is like wipe that shit out right there. That's it.
They forget that like
Come
I
on,
don't know.
man.
I know.
Come
You're in
on.
America. Thor is in America. He has a Shindy at American outlet. It's a big deal. Like when you go to Europe, you know you got to take an adapter.
Yeah, I do think
Like,
it's really funny. Like, I got a bootleg of weapons, right? And I'm watching that, and it was from like Brazil or some
ooh,
shit. So they have like a newspaper, right? And then somebody and Sophia are watching it, and then they have like a newspaper. The newspaper's like all in another language. And I was like, yeah, that's right, because overseas they can just digitally plop something in. That's cool. You know what I mean? Even the title when it came up, it was like blah. I'm like, I don't even know. That's funny. Anyway, so yeah, so here you get your potential love interest. Doesn't remember him moving in.
it's
He's
always, isn't that
Swedish.
funny? It's always a neighbor. It's
Look
always
at
like the
this.
hot neighbor.
Look at how, well, that's probably the Enchantress. I feel like it's more than likely that's the Enchantress. There's Loki. Like I get, like, we've already done this. We've already done homeless Odin. You know what I mean? In the movie, like, it's just we've already done this stuff. And then I just
Wasn't Straczynski's run? Nobody has memory at first, and they all got to go around. Everyone's got to remember who they are.
yeah, I feel like, well, again, there's the concept of like the gods that have power if you remember them. That's a whole concept that's been
Yes.
in and out of Thor forever.
Hmm.
So, but you're almost doing like here, you're almost doing like you're doing crazy Ultimate Thor, a little bit. A little more violent than usually in the Pascal Ferry. I do like it. I think it's pretty cool. It's a little bit like Tradmore. It's a little bit of Luther Strode violence.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But again, at the end of it, I want fucking Thor. I want a costume. I want what like I want, and like these other variant covers, like I want to see every one of those variant covers because it'll be like, oh, I want to see that. Although I really, it's a shame. Yeah. So here we go. Here you hold in your hands 26 of Immortal Thor because Marvel has to just rebrand it. But then you also hold in your hand 787. You know what I mean? Like it's like, God damn it. Like just stop. Just
Isn't
stop.
isn't it sad that like so it's 787, so we're 13 issues away from Thor 800.
Mm,
But at one point, Thor had the highest number of all the Marvel comics prior to all the relaunching and rebranding and all that stuff.
mm,
Thor's never gone bi-weekly, but like Journey into Mystery was Marvel's oldest comic when Atlas became Marvel. I think
right.
Journey into Mystery had the highest number, followed quickly by Tales to Astonish and Tales of Suspense. So the highest number Marvel comics back in the day when we were young, it was always like Thor, then Hulk, and then I guess Captain America.
Yeah, but
They always
they're all numbered wrong because you have 82 issues of Journey into Mystery.
right,
So when
101 issues of Tales to Astonish and 99
right,
issues of Tales of
because they
Suspense.
have what? It's Hulk. They have Hulk like 1 to 5
What,
and
6?
1 to 6, and then it goes to Tales of Astonish, and then it splits for a bit, and then it comes back to that, right?
Yeah,
And then Cap. There's a Cap 100, right? Like there's
there's
no
Cap
like
100.
it's right. Yeah, Marvel's so fucked. Well, it's
They
just funny. It's just funny when you think about like
Well, they
how
were
many.
only. It's funny because they were only allowed to have so many comics because
Right,
DC was
it's slotted,
distributing them.
correct? Which is
And then
also
as soon
crazy.
as
Yeah.
it is crazy, and then as soon as that stopped, it's like here we'll split up Cap and Iron Man. Cap gets 100, and Iron Man gets one. Like who decided that? That's so weird and interesting. Like what if we could have got a Cap number one and an Iron Man number 100 just as easily?
Right.
It's
Right.
funny.
So, I mean, look, I'm happy that this is here. I'm happy that there's something here.
You
But
got it. This is
but
what you wanted.
when we talked about that, is like that just Al Ewing is like a one trick pony. Like you said that, or is he a one trick pony? Because he does the same exact, just like Christopher Priest after he started doing the Black Panther, he does the same thing where it's like the front page, you have the little black square, and then that's it. He did Superman miniseries. Guess what it did? Little black square, and then like it was like the story, and then it jumps forward, jumps backward. So this is the same thing. It opens with a quote. It's going to have certain things in it. It's a bummer because I really like the Immortal Hulk run. That's
Oh yeah,
it though.
it's really
Everything
good.
else I read. Do you read his Ultimates? Did he do Ultimates?
I feel like here's the thing. He's a good, competent writer, but like it doesn't. He doesn't. His Immortal Hulk run is better. It goes above average.
Mm,
He's a good writer, but it doesn't always. His stuff doesn't always keep me. Like I try to stick with his Red X-Men Red. I think he wrote.
yeah, I think that's right. Yeah,
I think Tom Taylor started did one X-Men Red, then he did the second X-Men Red. It's all blur, but it's good. But like there's certain characters like he writes Cable incredibly. Like
right,
he
right,
like
right.
he did that Cable Reloaded one shot. And I'm like, oh, I really love this.
Yeah, that I don't know why that wasn't a series. That one shot was great, and then it was
Yeah,
like Bob Quinn, I think, was drawing it. It was Bob Q somewhere else or whatever. He did some dynamite work, and it was pretty solid. And then it's like nothing.
Nothing.
They never know what to do with Cable. That Cable miniseries, you finished that? I just read the first issue and was annoyed by the artwork, and I was out.
I finished it and I'm like, they don't know what to do with Cable. It's like they forget like how badass he is.
He doesn't
Like
need to
when
have a love interest. That was all about like love, right? Was that Love and Chrome or
it was
whatever?
because he meets a girl with who also has a bionic arm. It's like
Wow,
that's
that's
their
all you can.
connection.
That's it. What a
Yeah,
connection.
not great. Um, yeah, I know what to do with Cable. I could write 100 issues of Cable, and it
Um,
would be crazy.
I know it's Zelda and Emmett. I was trying to think who did Justice League Red because you said X-Men Red. They have Justice League
Yeah,
Red that started, which I should look at. I'll wait till it hits DC app. But that's Clayton Henry art, you know.
yes.
So let me see. Oh, special appearance. Yeah, but I mean, again, listen, you're going to give Alex Ross, and I believe the thing is, I wonder if Alex Ross is still taking his pay cut because I think that they, when Immortal Hulk was going on, they told him like they can't afford him anymore. And then he just took the pay cut as he wanted to finish it. So I wonder if that's kind of continued. So it just sucks the way that like comics is like, we're going to keep bucking you. You okay?
Yeah. The truth is, these comics make money, and they can afford to pay him more. But Alex Ross doesn't want the argument, and let's face it, he can sell the painting.
Yeah.
That's the everything he paints sells. So that's not a
Right. So he can
concern.
almost take a loss on the actual cover, which is just so shit. You know what I mean? Like the cover of this is great. Number two cover is great. You know, it makes me want to look into it. But the
Yeah.
problem is that's the best part of the issue. This issue, the best part of the issue was the cover. And I got annoyed just right off with the fucking plug. Couldn't get over the plug. Can't get over the plug. All right, here's Dan Moore, book number two. What's is weird about what the cool thing about this and Superman coming out, I always bitch that it comes out the same week. I liked it this week because they felt like an unofficial crossover because they have Dark Sidey stuff and Legion-y stuff in both, you know.
Yes. Yes.
Um, to which I almost forget that Wade isn't writing Superman because it feels much like Wade, especially this issue that we'll talk about right after this.
Yeah.
I really love Time Trapper Doomsday.
He's great.
Um,
Like what a
and I
great idea.
guess I don't know. I guess he's drawing these, or yeah, they are drawn by Mora. These extra bits of art here,
Mhm.
but hey, look, he put in. Is that his shit? Did he put his Immortal Batman in there?
Oh, that's
Wow,
funny.
I think
Smart
that's right.
move.
Smart movies like cross. It should have a little thing like, you know what this shit is? Go read that book over there. I don't even know what that Robin is. What's that? This is like it's like
It kind of
in
looks
it.
like a variation of Earth 2 Adult Robin, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
mean it
mean,
could
but you got
be.
Red Sun Superman, you got Red Rain. Is it Red Rain?
Yeah,
Batman.
yeah.
Red Sun
Vampire
and Red
Batman.
Rain. Where's Red Cloud? Give me Red Cloud Wonder Woman. Give her her own thing. Keep
I
the
can't.
red
Yeah, I can't
planets
tell what that
going.
is. It's like obscured. I mean, like it's. Who's he drawing this for? Is this literally a mural that we haven't seen yet? I don't know. Probably not. He just draws. You know what I mean? Like he just fucking goes. Um, let me see here. All right, one second. Dark Side's Legion. Hold on one second. I can't hear anything because these people are like they're like chopping trees down outside here. So let me pause this real fast.
This is
Expecto.
I love this Evil Legion. It's actually something I thought about once before. Like, not that I was going to pitch DC, but in my fan mode, I'm like, this would be a cool idea. And look at is this Monel blasting through Doomsday time?
Yeah, it's horrible. Right.
It is horrible, but how is he that strong? Well, I guess Monel could be he's unleashed. Superman probably could have did the same thing, but he's not out to kill people.
Unleashed.
He's unleashed. Superman unleashed. Jim Lee,
So
Zack
this
Snyder,
is
right?
Tamra. This is Tamra Bond villain in the on the inks here. There's a couple character things in the next couple pages that I just add little issues to. Like I don't know. I think Batman would be okay to speak to a hologram of Red Tornado. I don't know what this is about. You know what I mean? Like I don't.
Maybe he feels Red Tornado would be he's distracted doing something else, or maybe he's looking for micro expressions.
Mm.
It's harder to hide it on his robot face than his hologram face.
Yeah, I just don't.
Batman,
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know what it's about. I don't know what it's about. And then I want to say like then this. these next few pages of them like fighting, I don't know if I it's interesting to see the Trinity fight, sure. However, I don't think that Superman would say this. I don't know if I'd believe and this is you're too trusting. I think that's fine. That's correct. That's kind of the Lois Lane argument in the movie. Like you think everyone's beautiful, you want to believe the best in everyone. Got it. That's
Hmm.
correct. I just don't know if I would see, Superman get nasty like that, you know. Because then I also don't know like how I guess it's also confusing on what timeline they're on. I was trying to think what I was thinking of earlier, like Superman did something somewhat irresponsible too. And I was like, well, wouldn't he come back with that? I'm like, oh man, that didn't count. That was New 52 continuity. You know what I mean? Like there's like all sorts of shit,
Right.
like I don't
But
know.
is it any
Oh, that's
different
what it
than
was.
like what?
Did technically did Wonder Woman kill Maxwell Lord here? Is that a thing that happened? Is Maxwell Lord alive in this universe?
Hmm.
I don't know.
I
I
guess
don't
maybe
know.
we'll find out next issue of the history of DC.
Yeah,
I'm,
because I
by
just
the way, I'm very excited about that because I need to know how Mark Waid addresses the post-crisis DC universe. There's a lot of things I want to know
mm. Oh,
because that's the third issue. The third issue goes up to Flashpoint, so that's a lot to cover. That's Crisis to Flashpoint. Wowzers!
it's
And
four
then
issues. Yeah, it's just four, right?
yeah, and the fourth issue is straight up
Six it.
post New 52.
Should have sixed it.
That's a lot of. He should have. He should have.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
So yeah, see, I don't know
You
if
know,
I
you
would.
know
I don't know
why?
if I would buy it.
Because DC grows exponentially. Like every year, it seems like more stuff's happened, more stuff's important,
Right,
especially
right, right.
post-crisis. Everything pre-crisis doesn't always have to connect, you know, but everything post-crisis does.
Well, this reminded me of Crisis because you see,
Oh
Flash,
yeah, Flash.
uh, and then they pull him out, which is good. And then yeah, I mean, I can't buy like Star Sapphire because I feel like they've rebooted Green Lantern so many times. Like to me, I think Carol Ferris is too human of a character to be that far out. I know that's what happened in the '60s, and that, but she doesn't earn this now. I don't feel like she earns this now.
She
Uh,
earned it. She earned it during Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run, but we
yeah,
don't know how much of that
I don't
exists.
know. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Is I feel like so much as I have no idea how much is what. You know, how long, and we just adopt this as the new steel. And we're fine, I guess. So because I don't know how long ago technically in this, how long ago was Reign of Superman? Death Superman happened. How long ago was Reign of Superman? Is John Henry Irons retired? Like is semi-retired, but they've had a bunch of Steel
Now
minis
he
and
shows up. He shows he's not
yeah.
retired. They just both do it. Interesting. When did she first become female Steel? Was it during that reboot of Infinity Incorporated?
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that much about her, but I like the costume. I think the costume's great. I think it's really good. You know,
Yeah.
I think her costume's great. I do find it pretty funny that this character's background, the Cadejos, which was a world's finest character that Dan Mora likes, which is just a Spanish like flaming vampire, so flaming werewolf rather, just
I'll take it.
crazy. And that's true. Like if you looked up, because I looked it up right after this, I was like, why? What? Like what was that? And then I looked it up, and his first appearance was like World's Finest, like 14 or something like that, and it was a Dan created by Dan Mora, Mark Waid, and I was like, wow, okay. But I
That's
like that
funny.
he just shows up and everything's just on fire. I also really like how mirthful Power Girl looks here. I think that's
Yeah.
pretty fun. Pretty good, pretty good. Again,
Pretty good.
pretty. I really like this coloring more so than Superman, which we'll get to. We'll
This
jump
this
back.
book, I really do enjoy Justice League Unlimited.
Mm,
It's really a thick read. Like you really got to be like focused in because Mark Waid's throwing this little bit here, this little bit
yeah,
there. The more you know about DC, the more you enjoy this book. But like how enjoyable is it for the ignorant? That's so rude of me to
I
say it
don't
like
know if
that.
there's ignorant.
For the
I'm not sure if there is anyone. We
is it
mean new readers, basically. We need people
yeah
that like
the
who
people who
are
don't know like
inadvertently ignorant to the history. You know,
yeah not ignorant like stupid like just ignorant like
yeah. Well,
they haven't dived in as deep and we're ignorant compared to Mark Waid. You know how much
correct.
shit we missed? And Mark Waid like you guys are fucking ignorant. You
Even the
guys are
editors. Well, that's even yeah. I think the editors. We've even talked about that, where the editors on. Wade's even joked about that. He's telling Brittany Holzer, I think her name. He tells her like, "Hey, this thing," and he's like, "Well, that's genius." He's like, "I ripped it off from LNS Mag, and I ripped it off
Right,
from,
right,
you know
right.
what I mean, like Carrie Bates or some shit." Um, this was the first of the two one shots of this week. I think I put both of them here back to back, and then I just this was just kind of this one was okay. I thought the art was a little too soft. I also don't know if I really love. I get this concept of the big sword. I'm just a little tired of it, and this sword's more of like a dildo sword.
Yeah,
It's not
it's a weird
sharp.
look. It like yeah, that it stood out
It's
to
like
me
a
in a bad
paddle.
way. It looks like a paddle.
I like this
Like
angle. I think this angle's cool.
thank you, sir. May I have another?
Yeah, I just don't know. And also, like so it's okay. It's a bunch of wives. That's I guess, there's like a harem of wives together, and then it's like a whodunit. But I
Yeah.
do think it's weird that like this is kind of going on as Imperial, the bigger story's going on. It's just kind of just an aside. And I guess it's what these are for. But I do know that basically Stephanie Phillips is going to be doing a series mini, or who knows, it's an Aaron Cooter, so you're going to get 2 issues Aaron Cooter and then 3 pages in issue 4, and then he's gone.
Yeah, but those
You
two issues
know,
are going to look really good.
they do, yeah, and that's all I thought about when I was looking at this. And like, oh, I wish Aaron Cooter was drawing this. It
Yeah,
was
that's
pretty
my
good,
fault the entire time.
right? Pretty good because I feel
And
like that's here.
this artist is good.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm not. I feel like this is one of the Moon Knight peoples. I think if that's right. I also don't really know from this panel like is she throwing up? Is she just yelling? I feel like this is a
I
bad
think she's
angle.
yelling. Yeah.
I just think the angle's no good. I feel like it could have been if it was like an upshot, if it was like the camera was down here-ish. I think that would have made more sense. So it's okay. This one I thought was kind of the opposite. This one I thought was like super pointed, felt like a one shot with no lingering things. I thought it was like it did exactly what it was supposed to do. I thought the R was a little tighter too. I like
Yeah.
this inking. Who did this? Cafu.
Cafu. I
Cafu's
do
been
like
around
that these
forever,
two
right?
I like that these two books are different.
Yeah.
That's important. Like they're two different reads. I did read these books back to back.
Yeah, I did too. I read them in this order, and I thought this was, but this was like again very very pointed. I like Intergalactic Black Panther. I think it's much more interesting than every other Black Panther thing I've read besides the Priest run. Everything else I've read, it's all just geopolitics and it's bad. Now I didn't read
It's
this
intergalactic panther.
Intergalactic Panther. I didn't read Ultimate Spider-Man 20. You probably did.
I
I
did.
I heard because I was watching. I am just fried from. It's so weird. There's two different Hickmans for me. It's so confusing because I love what he's doing in Imperial. I know he's basically already off Imperial, and then all the Imperial stuff's going to kind of keep going with Nova Centurion and okay, you know what I mean.
Right.
I just hope maybe he can, if he can still maybe just do an Imperial one shot or something. I'm not sure how it's all gonna work. But I heard this is just a fucking dinner, another one. It's like Thanksgiving.
He he has done this more than it's like these are two totally different comics.
I
Like this it's very strange. It's still a good issue. I still like it. I still like all the
You
conversation.
only have 3 issues left. Like he just put himself in this corner with this fucking concept of like having it be a month or something. Like a month is going by every single
Yeah, but
time.
we know he's probably going to be on like Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2. Like it's not like everyone's like it's over. No, the storyline without the maker's over. They're not going to stop the Ultimate
I
Universe. They're
just
not
think
going to stop.
I can't believe they're going to end it and restart. It's just exhausting. It's exhausting.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't feel. Again, I have this complaint on both of them, Absolute and Ultimate. But Ultimate, there have been more successful. Like the original Ultimate was pretty together. I don't feel like the Absolutes are all together. No, I don't feel like this
No.
Ultimate series is all together. Not really, and not unless you're doing like because Ultimate X-Men has nothing to do with it. It doesn't feel like it's the same universe whatsoever. Ultimate Wolverine is like, hey, we're sorry about that Ultimate X-Men book. Here's an Ultimate X-Men book. It's Ultimate Wolverine. It's like Ultimate X-Men 2.
Yes.
It's everything that I've seen in that. And it's like okay, what does everyone want? 90s nostalgia. Here you go. Here's Mega Red. Okay, you know what I mean? Like it's just that over and over and over again. So I'm kind of just fried, and I'm kind of fried until it's done. So jumping back to not necessarily. It's so funny even when it says part two. I'm like, oh yeah, part two because I just read part one, but I didn't read part
Yeah,
one.
yeah, that wasn't.
Um,
Um, I love this cover. This feels like a 70s uh, Neil Adams, Mike Grell style, like very
yeah, but I think they would have had his head
that.
in it. You know what I mean? Like that. There's no head, no head here. Give me head. I do
Okay.
love.
I love I love Superboy Prime. He's such a shitty, weird character.
Who
This is a
created, was that Jeff Johns? Jeff Johns concept?
wrong. It was he's in or the original Crisis on Infinite Earths.
I know, but I don't think
He's
that to this level, to the fan of this or
no, yeah, Jeff Johns took him and made him into this crazy
in
person.
Infinite Crisis.
An Infinite Crisis, yeah, which we'll find out more about hopefully in the next issue of DC History. Well, we're just gonna keep plugging that book because we enjoy it. I love it. I love the comic that we see is like the one where he's eating the hamburgers.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
Phenomenal. He's reading the Neil Adams where he's breaking the chains. Like this is
Yeah.
cool.
But you have a Superman 76 poster behind him, basically. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's movie Superman.
77.
Uh,
I love that he's kind of meta.
yeah, 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 yeah.
This is really well written. I love this book. I might like this book better than Justice League, but this book's written for me.
Yeah, this is
'Cause-
our this is Alejandro Sanchez, so the coloring is a little bit different. Again, I just think there's just something about his Superman face here that I think is different. I think it's so weird that it's the same artist, and I feel like his Superman face is because maybe it's two different colorists. I don't know. He does do it. I think he does a better job with the Superboy. I feel like he does a good job. I feel like with everyone except for Superman, even though he's strong Superman. I like the one. I like the standee. That's what I like. I like
yeah,
that one.
Standy's pretty perfect.
But other than that, I feel like that this can just be a guy. I don't know if the hair is wrong or I don't know exactly what it is. I can't. I've been fighting about it here. I
I
love
think you
this.
probably need a slightly wider, like the maybe the slope between the chin and the cheek is a little too much. He
Yeah,
just needs. And I think that would change the face and make him look older. I think that's your issue. He looks a little too young.
yeah, yeah,
But he just breaks reality by punching it again. Like fucking hilarious, dude.
yeah. Like
Everyone pitched about that during Infinite Crisis, you know, and like Williamson's just using it as a tool. I think that was great.
is this the same? Hold on a second. Is this the same? Some of the same artwork from that he did in this other thing over there? And because like that's the same. I feel like that's the same drawing that he did. I guess I could see if I can side by side it. Side by side. I'm gonna make it as a side by
I
side
mean,
edit. Like, is this here?
is that the same Gotham by Gaslight as the other Gotham by
Right,
Gaslight? I don't know,
right, right, right. Is that
but
the
there's different
same?
things in this. Is it?
There is different
Is,
things in this. Yeah, you got boobies on Batman. Boobies on Batman.
that's your been your wish since you were a child.
You got your Immortal Legend Batman over here again. You win, bro. You fucking win. This guy rules. He does fucking rule. I can't
Yeah,
really
he
be
does.
bitched about. There's a like this like there's a motorcycle like yeah. See, okay, so that's definitely different. That's definitely drawn. But I mean, it's in the same. He's doing the same thing. We're doing the same thing. I do love this. I think this was awesome. And just a
Yeah,
severe
yeah. Oh, it's so great because what that scene's
look.
doing is Superboy's like,
Fuck,
he's
dude.
doing what I did to you earlier with the Hulk. He's like, here's what's going to happen. We're going to go here, and then the Legion's going to show
Oh,
up,
we'll get to
and then
Hulk. Yeah,
the other Legion's going to show up, and then he gets here, and it's like, no, none of that's going to happen. It's already done. It's failed. There's multiple generations of Legions here. There's multiple Colossal Boys, like from the three Legions,
I hate
and
it.
they're all dead. That was great.
Rebar, bro. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate
You
rebar.
do hate rebarb.
Look at it. It's very uncomfortable. I'm very uncomfortable. I'm getting off this panel. That's it.
I think the first time I saw rebarb in an uncomfortable way was in a John Romita Jr. Bishop comic. Bishop, or it was in Uncanny X-Men, and Bishop flies back, and then there's the rebarb sticking out the side of his stomach, and I'm like, ooh.
Mm.
And Bishop's like, I'm fine, doing his tough evil act.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. Yeah, this is super sad, super sad. But I do like that we get a little bit of a flash of a different Legion. You know, give me all Legion. I I was
I
thinking
just like,
with these
I
two
just like that it's
pages.
not Bendis's Legion.
Yeah, that's forgotten. It's over.
It's
I
over, Prime.
I wonder again. He's drawing Transformers. I wonder what book he's dropping. He has to drop a book. He has to drop JLU, which I don't really want because I like all his little. I just like when characters show up. I think all his character work is like great. There isn't like that Flash costume one that he's drawing is is just fine. You know what I mean? It's like when
Hmm.
Carmine DiGomenico drew the Jim Lee. No one could draw the Jim Lee Flash costume except for Jim Lee, and when
Right.
except for Carmine DiGomenico, that's it. Um, Everyone else is annoying. So this is like Dan Moore is the only person who can draw like the Diodato redesign. I guess Diodato did that. that book's I couldn't. Yeah, that book. That's a bummer. And
Yeah.
that's what's sad about it. Is that I like Thor. I left. I haven't read Thor over the last 15 issues. I'll catch up on it, but that's like my whole life. I've read Thor since like 1989 or some shit. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and then going back to read all the
Yes.
Simons and stuff. Like I've never not read it
We
through
came in on what
Jurgens.
the Falco friend stuff, and then I went and
Yeah,
discovered the Simons stuff, and I'm like, what?
that's exactly
Thor
right.
could be
Yeah,
so much better. It's funny because I was enjoying Thor, but man, when I got my hands on those Simonson issues, I'm like, this is ridiculously great.
yeah. I mean, the Simons issues. Simons. There's two different. I feel the same way about the John Byrne one. I was looking at John Byrne. I want to go back and reread the Fantastic Four John Byrne. And I was looking in the Marvel app a little bit, and I was like, so I might do panel to panel and kind of do that on my phone, so I'm just gonna have
Hey,
that.
did you know the awesome John Byrne pinup issue of Marvel Fanfare? It's a Hulk story, but it's told in one page splashes.
Hmm.
You know the Incredible Hulk editor turned that down. Like he started working on it, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not going to do that. That's stupid." And Al Milgrom was doing Marvel Fanfare. That was his baby,
Right.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, we'll publish a John Byrne pinup book. Like, how stupid are you?
Right. Right. But I wonder how close that was to Simonson had an all splash page issue, and then who edited that? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, right,
how close were they in between of one editor saying no and one editor saying yes? And then also it's kind of funny like when the artists are right, right? That's always good. But
and
like the two issues that we know of that like the Hawk and Dove 5, right? Hawk and Dove 5, Liefeld does sideways and hands it in.
right,
And then there's about who it's Mike Carlin, yeah. Mike
Mike
Carlin,
Carlin
he cuts it all
flips.
up and then
Yeah,
makes it and then so and then we recently found out about the Conan issue that Silvestri just mails in with two extra pages. And I have a copy of that, by the way. I grabbed an extra copy when I was out in the wild because it's very noticeable because it's a Simonson cover and it's Silvestri's like first Marvel work. But he worked DC full script, so when he got Marvel stuff and he couldn't figure out the last three pages, he just made it, or he couldn't figure out the last page, I think. So he made it like three pages, two, three
you know,
pages.
it's funny, Mark. Some people can get away with it, some people can't. Silvestri does that, and because he's new, they're like, "No, we're not going to do that."
Yeah, right,
McFarlane takes a Peter David Hulk script and splits it into two full comics and gets away with it.
right.
Eric Larson on Doom Patrol, when they go into the Chaos realm or whatever, he's the one who initially did the Sideways thing. Eric Larson and Mike Gold was the editor. Mike Gold really liked Eric Larson. Like he was really
Yeah,
trying to get him on Titans. So like nobody said anything when Larson does it. But then Liefeld does it. They go into the same universe. So Liefeld does it because Larson does it. And Mike Carlin's like, no. But what's interesting is so they tell no to John Byrne, which is crazy to do. And what happens? John Byrne leaves the Hulk and does Superman.
right.
Like that's the last Marvel thing he does is the Hulk. In fact, he leaves. He was working on the Squadron Supreme miniseries with Grunwald, and he leaves that.
Yeah, there's a
He
lot
leaves
of
that, and he
pages
leaves
that,
Hulk.
right.
So
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just I just find it interesting. Like, I mean, yeah, you can't say yes to everything your creators want to do, but you really got to think about it. Like an all put up issue of the Hulk would have looked great, and I'm glad we got it in Marvel Fanfare. I'm very thankful we got it in Marvel Fanfare.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Marvel fanfares, for the most part, it's like 65% good. There's some stuff that's fine. You know what I mean? But there's some stuff that, I mean, it was interesting that it's there. But like the Mazzucchelli issue, there's like stuff you didn't know about. The Mazzucchelli issue of Angel. I just
Yeah,
like recently found that in Dollar Bin. I'm like, oh, this is a cool cover. Who drew that? Oh, it's Mazzucchelli. Oh, it's a Mazzucchelli like written. I think he wrote it too. Like it's like what the fuck? Like it's just out there.
yeah,
It's just really fun when you come across stuff. I know we mentioned it earlier with the Tim Sale, but actually I got that, and I'll probably do just because the first, like, it's actually super good from what Jeff Loeb is doing, but then it goes into this, and this is very meta as well. Like it turns into someone reading a comic, but like, oh
yes.
my god, just like so cool, and just
The
mixing styles. And then you're on the girl's desk, a secretary's desk. It's just a comic on a secretary's desk. It's like Jesus Christ.
you ever hear the Al Milgrom Marvel Fanfare story? He goes to Shooter. He's like, "Hey, Jim, what would it take for me to like do a comic that's distributed just to comic stores, make it like the best paper possible, make it oversized, and we'll, I don't know, pay our artist like uh, basically time and a half. Well, I want to pay the artist more. And Jim Shooter, like, he goes, oh, let me ask the numbers people. So he goes like, oh, it costs, I don't know, $1.50 when comics were like 75 cents.
Mm.
So like months ago, so Al Milgrom just asked him that like theory, just messing around. So like a month or two later, Jim Shooter's like, hey, where's that comic we were talking about? Like, where is it? And Al Milgrom was like, okay. Like he kind of like didn't think Jim Shooter was going to take him seriously because it's a crazy comic was really expensive.
Right, right.
But you
Yeah.
know, being that you had comic stores, you had the direct market that made that comic even possibly viable. And you know what? Fans wanted it. Fans wanted something really nice, the nice paper, the pinups, the no ads, and the fact that these creators were getting paid more. The writers got paid more, the artists got paid more. I think they wouldn't, I think the colors got paid more, but they wouldn't, Marvel wouldn't let the letterers get paid more. Like that's where they drew the line.
Not going to pay you, Jim Novak.
That's
Fuck
right.
you, Jim Novak. Um, yeah, because I feel like there's also a story about that. The first story, I think it was a drawer story. I feel like it was. I think even Milgram held on to it when Michael Golden was handing it. It might have been supposed to be an annual or some shit. The Kazar, and I think it became a drawer. I think it was in a
It,
drawer.
I think it was going to be like a four issue, either a
And
miniseries
years
or a series within a
pass.
series. Yeah.
Yeah, I know
And
there's years pass in between like issues or something. Like years pass when he drew it.
right.
Yeah, so the two references there is I know that there's a Mike Golden Jerk comic did a Michael Golden like career retrospective. So that story is in there. Where are you getting that out, Milgram stuff? Was that on Dollar Bin Bandits, Milgram?
Yes, wherever his last interview was. Super, really good. No, it was Word Balloon. Word Balloon had a two-part interview with him. That was
Okay.
the first part I love. The second part's okay, but the first part's really
He'll
informative.
probably be in if John does another September, he'll probably be there again if there's another con. He'll probably be around again. He lives around here somewhere. But he's a
Yeah.
pretty good guest. I knew he was going to be in Baltimore too, I believe. But yeah, I want to. I have some Guardians of the Galaxy for him that I want him to sign. We were talking a lot about cons earlier. Oh, by the way, speaking of John Byrne and weird reboots, John Byrne when he redid Doom Patrol, there's a great Owen likes comics, which is a really good YouTube. I feel like all I do is watch Tubi and YouTube. That's it. I just watch. That's it. So, but Owen likes comics did a 45-minute Doom Patrol. It's required viewing, bro. You'll fucking love it. History of Doom Patrol.
Okay.
History of
Complete
Doom
history. Oh,
Patrol,
cool.
really fucking good and goes into like them kind of canceling it, goes into, the parallels of X-Men, who was kind of, what was in the air. They were published really close together, but did Stan Lee know from someone who worked over there? Like there's a little bit of that. Um,
You know what's funny is both books got canceled. X-Men would have got canceled if
right,
they didn't go to reprints.
right. So they got that. They both get canceled. It goes into the Alan Kupperberg, the weird, and I have those. I have those issues, the
One
showcase
of those,
reboots.
one of those Kupperberg brothers.
Yeah, the showcase reboots, which is a mess. And then it goes into Lytle being mad about it. Lytle quits. Larson comes in, but then the
Hmm.
sensibilities is very, very different. But that's when I first started seeing Larson. I'm like, what's this? But it's really weird when you look at Lytle's so different than Larson within 5 issues. And I like them both in a lot of different ways.
Yes.
Rest in peace. I think Steve Lytle died 2 3 years ago, 2 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Um, but then it's gone for a little bit, and then it goes. And I think John Byrne always had an affinity for it because John Byrne did the Secret Origins annual, which is
Yes.
classic, which is a
And
really
he and he
good
and he
annual.
had a and he did a crossover with him when he took over Superman.
Right, right.
So yeah, he definitely had a thing for him.
Yeah. So then, but I like that John Byrne run, but that was also like a slight reinvention. Then that was canceled, and
You know what's
then
funny about the
where he
Burn
ends
run
that.
is he does it differently, and everyone's like questioning it, like, what? Why are they so different? Is this a reboot? And here he ties it in with his Superman Batman Generations book, and I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, he also did was a Justice League. Wasn't there like a Justice League Unlimited type of book? There was like a Justice League book where he had like him. I think it was him and Roger Stern. They did a series where they reintroduced that Doom Patrol, the new Doom Patrol, and then went right into that book. So I don't remember reading those, but I remember reading the John Byrne. So I got to look at that. I guess I
Yeah, I'm
just
trying to
missed
remember.
that one.
All I know is I really like John Byrne's
Classified.
Generations universe. That's my
Yeah,
favorite
dude. What
DC.
did I get? I got that for $13. I got that hardcover in Delaware at that one bookstore, and just because it had some damage on the back and the back gatefold was ripped, it was like $13. It's $100 hardcover. Or no, I think it's 75. I think it's now 99. But I'll get it for
It's
13, you know?
it's funny because Larson's you get if you collect Larson's Doom Patrol, and then I bought a couple issues before and after. I like the Steve Lytle, and then I'm like, who's this Grant Morrison guy? This is really weird. But like
I
it was
I
it
imagine
starts off very straight.
everyone hated it. I imagine everyone fucking hated it. Like that's what I would imagine if I was reading Doom Patrol. I was reading Eric Larson Doom Patrol, and then it goes to Grant Morrison. I'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" And then when it ends, there's a. I think every time Doom Patrol ends, everyone hates it, and then it gets like changed, or they're mad that it's gone, right? Because I have fond memories of the Matt Clark one, which is Giffen Matt Clark. I
Yeah,
have good memories of that.
that's
I
good.
have I have good memories of who was there was the one after that. I like the new Dennis Culver one.
Oh, I love that one.
That was great.
The
It couldn't
Chris
hold.
Burnham.
Yeah, the
That was
Unstoppable Doom Patrol, whatever it is.
that was really
Like
good.
almost all of them are good. It cannot hold. You know, it just can't hold. But yeah, the Grant Morrison when they go into that. And then there's one thing that, and I ended up getting it recently. I just got it this weekend. There's a tribute to Rachel Pollack book that happened, and it has a Rachel Pollack, was it Captain Codpiece? It has her Codpiece issue of the Doom Patrol, which is kind of relatively famous. There's a guy, there's a YouTuber up in North Jersey who that's all he when he goes to any store he's trying to buy every copy. He has like 60 some copies of it so far, which is
All
really
right.
funny. So every time he goes out, he finds a Captain Codpiece, he buys it. You know, it's a pretty good issue. It's all, I forget who drew it. I don't know if it was Richard Case, but it was someone who looked like that. But Rachel Pollack's run got better. People didn't write it like it right off, but then it got a lot better later. You know, people really revere that, and then it was gone. But that's a pretty good tribute book because that has it has the Captain Codpiece issue, then it has the what was it, Vertigo Visions Prez. So the Mike Hour. Then there's a backup by Joe Carollo, which is supposed to be a pretty good story. It's like a, but that's like the first. Was that the first trans? She had the first trans character in Doom Patrol, something like
Well, I
that.
mean, she was trans, so that's
Yeah,
which I didn't know until she passed.
yeah. I don't think I knew that either. But yeah, but I mean, I should read that today. But yeah, the backup by Joe Carollo, the new story by Joe Carollo, and the backs would be like really fucking good. So I won an award, I believe, or at least nominated. So just going back to Dan Moore here for a second. Uh,
Spiraling back.
I would love it if he quit Superman and just did a Legion book. Or
How
you know what?
dare you?
Has there been a Superman in the Legion? There's Superboy in the Legion, but and they always
Superboy and
do
Legion.
right. But can they make a super? What if? And I guess you know it's a shame. Jurgens I think would actually kind of work on this something like this, where if Jurgens did. Did you read that Vanishing Point? What was that? Time Master's Vanishing Point a couple years
Yeah,
ago?
yeah.
I got to go back and read that. I saw an
I
issue of that
read
over the weekend. I'm like, shit.
everything.
Yeah, the Jurgens I got this week. I got a Jurgens Metamorpho year
Give me
one.
if Dan Moore can't do it, give me Jurgens Ordway, Superman and Legion. Jeff Johns started to kind of dip his toe into that. I think if Jeff Johns would have stayed on Superman, I think he would have gotten more adult Superman, the adult Legion. He was the first to bring back the Silver Age Legion,
Mhm.
Jeff Johns. Him and Gary Frank.
Yeah, I do. I love that.
And
Yeah.
Meltzer. I think Meltzer was doing
I
a
mean,
thing with
wasn't
that.
Jim Lee was going to do, and Jim Lee did he did a Legion story in something.
And the Art of Jim Lee, he did like an 8-page story. It's
So weird.
beautiful.
I know it's just weird. What the
Dude,
fuck is that?
there's I think Liefeld had interest in doing a Legion story. You know, Jim Lee, like there's major people. Legion is this untapped potential because you think about it. Back in the 50s and they were invented, it's like, wait a minute, superheroes and they're from the future? That's every kid's dream. And like you can't make that work today? Something's up.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know. It probably wouldn't work this way. But I would love it if like if Wade. Well, here we'll get into it, right? So here we go. So here's your classic. Okay,
Hmm.
I like that crypto. That's a fun
That's a
crypto.
fun crypto.
But then you have this guy. This is JSA Starman. This is JSA Crazy Starman.
Right.
And I'm like, fuck yeah. So to me, I'm just like, okay, can then make you know what? Fuck it. It should just be made. Why are we thinking about this? It's just I don't know. I guess if Wade can stretch himself and do another, if he can do Legion, he should be the only one to do Legion. That's
Right.
it because
But
he can pull in.
that gets marred a little bit because he did Legion he had a good solid run,
Yeah,
but it
well,
wasn't our Legion. It was like the third iteration of Legion,
right, right.
which I hate. I hate that. Like I wish we would have. I hate reboots. You know that.
Yeah, but you can reboot Legion because it's in the future. You know what I mean? Like you could just say, "Oh, this happened." You know, because
You
his
can.
Superman
That's
and
how
the
you.
Legion, his Legion and the superheroes, um, is good. You know what I mean? I just
It is
got
good.
that issue one this week. You know what I mean? Like it's which I think I have too. Like it's a Kitson. I have a little good.
Kitson.
That's the best Kitson ever, ever.
It's solid all the way through. Yeah.
I like well actually I like the first 10 issues of Azrael. I think he makes leaps. There are certain leaps that he does. I think when he went to do Azrael post post his like Batman stuff and they just did straight Azrael and Denny O'Neil, Kitson, Azrael, James Pascoe inks. That's a leap. And then when he goes to do I'm trying to remember who inked his maybe he inked himself on that. And then when he went to Empire, that was another leap after
I
Legion.
always want more Empire. I know we got somewhat of a sequel. We got some extra stuff when
Yeah.
he was doing like the digital comics, Mark Waid and him.
Oh, that's right.
I think they collected some of it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a I don't know who has that, but yeah, I mean, I feel like if they do this, this could be good. See, because look at this Superman's face. Come on,
Yeah.
come on. It's like if he forgot to finish it. Like that's finished. These are all finished. It's like he's struggling in between. It's like it's almost as if he has an assistant doing the faces or something like that. That's where you should look. Have your
But
assistant do everything else.
I think that body looks good. Like
Give me
that's
that
looks
body.
strong. Look at that. I know, right?
I feel like
There's no way I could have said that sentence better.
give me that
Like,
body. Um, I was looking through Cyberforce this week, right? So old Cyberforce, when Huntsman, is that the Claremont character?
yes.
So I have the first so many issues of I have to like kind of fill in towards the end, right before maybe Finch comes on, but I'll probably have a Finch run I'll probably eventually get, right? Because they're kind of around.
For now.
The Finch Cyberforce. Oh shit. So after that Finch interview that Liefeld did, I'm
Yeah.
fucking nuts. I'm so all remember a lot of coffee. I think again because I have a rack for it because I got it at a thrift store. I thought I was buying a magazine rack.
Yes.
It's a little too wide, so guess what it is? It fits treasury size
Oh,
perfectly. Because
are
here
you gonna go buy
I'm
the
gonna buy.
Finch?
I think
You're
so
gonna get
because
them?
you know what I have in that rack right now. In that
What?
rack, I have my treasury. I'm looking at 2001 Conan, Best of DC, and then in the back I have Storyteller because guess what? You can't buy the Storyteller the Barry Windsor Smith Storyteller. I got a deal on the Storyteller set for like $30, something like that. Good. That's a great fucking
What's
price.
that? What's that? Eight
Eight.
issues?
They have a slipcover, but every
Yes.
time I look a slipcover up on eBay, it has stuff with it. I don't want. I don't. I can't. I don't. I don't need. I just need the slipcover. Do they sell that separately, or do they sell it like with issue 8?
That's a
Like, how
great
did that
question.
work?
I think it was separate. I used to own it and I sold
Yeah.
it with my set.
Yeah, of course. That's how you sell, but I
That's how
can't
you sell
buy
it.
it. I have yet to see. I think I have it
Just
as a save, and it pops up, and
just
it always has
buy
issues with it.
it. Just buy it and then sell the issues, Mark.
Ah, no, I
Because
guess
you're
I
not
am.
going to find that slipcase unless you find a store going out of business. And
I haven't seen. I've never seen the slipcase in person.
oh my God.
I guess I had it right because Walt bought it
I
off of us,
I
right?
bought mine in person. I got it from a store that was going out of business. I'm like, they allowed us into the back room. I think it was in
Oh,
Delran. Did you go to this store when it went out of business?
mm-mm.
I
No.
think Jeff Schomburg bought all their like cases. So yeah, I got the graffiti designs Electra
Oh,
hardcover. I got
oh
the
shit! I should check in with Jeff. He has cases and stuff, dude.
I think so.
My fucking second
That's
floor. If
that's
I
what
could
you
fit that
need,
shit in my second floor, yeah, I do need that. I got that one cabinet, and I have a fucking. It's like a comic book bin. I
Mark.
have all my.
You can't even get up your steps with a glass bowl. How are you going to get a case up there?
That's true. I can't do that. I trip. I told you that story. That's funny. So anyway,
How would?
I don't even know where we fucking left
Oh,
off there.
was it an Eagles bowl? That's how much I remember.
Yeah, you do remember. That's right. Yeah, I got it because Sophia won it. They're not cutting that tree down, are they, dude? And I guess they're just trimming that tree. Looks okay. Okay. Yeah, it's so weird. You just having like you can't control what your neighbors are gonna do. They ain't my trees. You know what I'm
You
saying?
literally cannot control. My neighbors are pissed. I put a fence up. I wanted a fence. I don't want to look at you and your stupid dog.
Yeah.
You're
Shouldn't
there's a
they?
there's a
Is
the
that
neighbor.
illegal?
I'm gonna sound so like a
Isn't that
jerk.
illegal to have your just dog out in the backyard though? Don't they need a fence? Isn't that a thing?
They have an electric fence, which doesn't really work all the time. So my
Exactly,
neighbor,
not a fence.
I shouldn't tell this story, but I want to.
Is your neighbor watching this
Listen,
podcast?
no, he's
Tell your
not
neighbor to
watching the
watch the
podcast. You know what? He's into this sci-fi stuff. Like I try to be friendly with him, but like he's like he wears Star Wars t-shirts. His dog's name is Princess Leia. Like I should be friends with my neighbor, but I'm not.
Yeah, jerk.
Um, so he's like a heavyset guy, and I'm okay to say this because I'm a heavyset guy, but he's like bigger than me, and he's got a pool, so he swims, and every time he swims, I'm like, there's Francis taking his bath.
Wait, like, so he doesn't
It's
have
not for sale, Francis.
is it?
What?
It's not. But like, how does he have a pool? Is it a above ground pool?
No, it's a building pool.
Where are you? What fucking town is that? Where Phil?
Washington Township.
Where's the fences? I thought you had to have fences everywhere.
He's got a small fence around his pool, but I put a big vinyl 6 foot fence up around my yard,
Yeah, that's
so I
right.
can walk around naked.
That's
No,
right. That's right.
that's we're secretly nudist.
So here's really scary chameleon. Bringing it back.
He's awesome. That's awesome looking.
That's awesome. Yeah,
It's like a venomized demon looking
yeah. Again,
chameleon.
this should be your Legion book. This should be your Legion book. You
I
know?
know. You know what? It's almost like you're doing Legion so good here. You're utilizing them so great.
Yeah.
It's almost like don't have a Legion book. Like I
It's,
want to have a Legion book. You know how you love characters better when they don't have their own spotlight on them? Like
yeah, I think so.
Wolverine's never more popular than when he's just in Uncanny X-Men.
Right. Right.
Obviously, we love the Wolverine series. But then when
There's a
Wolverine's
lot of right.
everywhere, you stop caring. Venom. Venom's never cooler than showing up in Amazing Spider-Man every year.
Right. Yeah. So
So,
300, then what? 317.
right, 15, 16, 17, and then 333 and 334,
Right.
and then
Every 18
3,
issues.
something like that. It was awesome.
Now they
And
have like a bunch of Venoms. Now you have Kid
it's
Venom,
watered down. Kid Venom. Is there any idea
Eddie
more
Brock
stupid?
Carnage, Eddie Brock Carnage. I think I'll tell you what it is. Al Ewan's fucking idea of having Mary Jane as Venom, which makes no sense. Still,
You know, it's funny. I only like that book because it's drawn so well. It's Gomez.
Carlos Gomez, yeah,
Carlos Go.
yeah.
It's so clean. Like some of his Mary Janes look really good, and some of the like it
Why?
shouldn't work as a comic, but it
Why
kind of
is? But
does
why isn't she just like have like her own body? Why is she creating a construct to be
because
that
it's
Venom?
more threatening when you're a man.
I guess. Yeah.
Women aren't threatening. If you showed up as female Venom, people just want to have
Not
sex
with
with
all
you
the cis males now, bro. Cis males.
men,
Am I
if
using
you
that
look
right?
like a woman, men want to have sex with you. You can have a monster face, but if your body's fine, you're like, I can do
I
it.
should clip this and just have like me going off on cis males and then you telling us how sexual attraction works. I think
I mean,
that's
look at
really works.
Gremlins 2. You got that horrible looking she gremlin, and the doctor's like, meh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
All
exactly.
right, whatever.
I think my favorite thing is Ian said one time that we were all brainwashed with Golden Girls. He's like, so Blanche is the hot one. We all think that when we're little kids that this like 50-year-old lady's hot, and you're
She
like,
was
yeah,
in her
I want to have
40s.
sex with her. I know.
Fuck, she's
Yeah, I
younger.
know.
The Golden
I
Girls, almost
know.
all younger than us now.
I know. That's rough. That is a rough
Yeah, she's the
situation.
hot one.
She's the
They
hot one.
were,
We're gonna have sex
all
with her.
good looking. Like most of them, if you look at
Yeah,
when they're all in their 20s, they're like, yep, young Blanche, hot. Young Betty White, really hot.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. Yeah, she's like a model. She was like a
she was.
yeah. That's crazy.
Somebody found a topless picture of her from like when she's in her 20s, and she's like, "Yep, that's me." She didn't
That's
even
fine.
argue it, nothing. She's like, "I was
Nah,
a
she's
model.
so
What do you
funny,
want?"
man. I
She
love
is
it.
funny.
You ever see the outtake of her telling like a joke to Rue McClanahan like on set? You
No,
look that
no,
up. There's like an outtake of like someone the camera was rolling and they couldn't stop laughing. Like it's a dirty fucking joke. It's a dirty joke. It's really
that's
funny. It's
funny.
really really funny.
That's funny.
Betty White rules. Booster Gold, super sad. This was sad for me, man. I
Oh
love
my
Booster Gold.
God, yeah,
But kind of forgot because that was what the DC that was the all in special. They get like Booster Gold's like ousted,
yeah,
and then everyone and his whole thing is the tragedy of it is his whole thing is being known, is being
yes.
popular. He's famous. He's a NASCAR driver basically. You know, he's Captain Terrific. You know what I
Did
mean?
you ever see the Batman? And it's probably taken from. I think it's taken from comics, but there's an issue of or there's an episode of Justice League Action where Batman and Booster Gold have to work together, and Batman kind of like, ugh, gotta work with Booster Gold. He's such a fame whore. But then Batman finds out, like, oh, wait a minute, you're here, you're sacrificing this, you're doing stuff and not being known. Like, you're actually a great
Hmm.
superhero. But the tragedy of the episode is because it's time related, Batman forgets it all. And Batman knows he's going to forget it all. He's like, I can't believe you do this. And you're not even going to get any recognition for it. And Booster
Right.
Gold's like, that's not why I'm in it.
Right. Right.
And it
Right.
was just like such a good, and we're talking a
Hmm.
15-minute cartoon. We're talking a 10-minute
Yeah,
cartoon.
I never watched any of that. That was James
Yeah.
Felder. Does that sound right? He's one of the
Right.
James Sherman.
Some of
James
him,
Felder.
and you had Paul Dini writing stuff. It was good. It's a good series.
Yeah, I have total blind spot on that, just like you have the blind spot on the Brave and the Bold. Uh,
Yes.
I went last week to look at because when I was looking at all the Captain Comet appearances after his Action Comics appearance last week, he was in two episodes of Brave and the Bold, but one episode, he's just in it for like literally a second, where he gets like killed off screen almost, like he gets like taken out. And you're like, oh, okay. So I now have to look at that. But again, that's a real fun. That one's real fun. You know what I haven't seen, and I guess because I feel like I don't know where they are. Didn't they have like in when they were doing the Blu-ray releases on some of the movies, they would have like a Warlord or Kazar, or not Kazar. They had Commandi. They did like a Commandi short. I think
Yeah,
you,
DC was doing shorts for a while. Yeah, they were doing on
yeah,
Blu-rays, but they were airing them in between like I don't know,
it's like
we'll say
Adult
Green
Swim or
Lantern
something.
and
Right,
Teen Titans Go.
right,
And
right.
they were really stylized, really neat looking stuff. I would love to see a big collection of them.
I thought there,
I mean,
yeah, I kind of feel like maybe there was one, but I feel like having HBO Max, like it should just be there. You know what I mean? They should be there short. They have like the Vixen CW Seed series you can watch. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some things that are just kind of odd and around. You know?
there was a Hellblazer Seed series too. I never watched either one.
Yeah, because that was the same guy, right? It was the same guy voiced
Yeah,
him.
Matt Ryan,
He loves it. Matt Ryan, not Inker Matt Ryan.
not
So,
inker. Yeah,
yeah, dude, this should just be our Legion book right here. There we go.
it should be. It absolutely should be.
Maybe it'll go to that. Maybe it'll go to that. And yeah, I
And the
wonder what he's
turn.
doing with these shading and stuff. Like it's like I don't know if he has a maybe he's getting an assistant or something for this book. I kind of feel like this book just has a slightly different feel. I feel like the head is a lot more rigid here. His Superman head is it's not as if he has different inkers. He has different colorists. So it's just strange that the Superman
The
face is just different in
the
between the two.
thing is, Superboy is stronger than Superman.
The Superboy.
The Superboy, yeah.
Yeah,
It's insane. It's a great last page, and of course, hopefully he doesn't totally turn. But like, if he does, yikes,
that's fine.
yikes.
We'll see it. All right, Rob. So before we started the show, I joked that I didn't put this on the list, but I thought it was, you know why? Because I thought it was a different B artist. I like Danny Earls quite a bit. I think he's the B artist, but this is Adam Gorham, who,
It's like the third B artist, right? Because
yeah,
we had some really
Adam
good Kev
Gorham did
Walker.
Hellhunters, and that's why I wanted to feature this because I was like, oh, I liked Hellhunters quite
Okay,
a bit.
all
You
right.
know, Jonas Scharf covers on that. Jonas Scharf does a great run. I would like this guy to do Conan, but I joked about, hey, yeah, I have Incredible Hulk on there, and then you were like, you just basically told me what it's going to be, which is pretty close.
It's a jerk move. I'm like, oh, it doesn't have what I say like, oh, there's a new monster this issue and it's real gross
Yeah,
and the girl has her demon powers and she's struggling with it and Bruce tells her she should get rid of it and she says no because I like the power I want to be
right,
like you
right,
and you're just like you're so mean like
pretty
I'm like
much. Yeah,
we've read a million comics like I just we any comic I could tell you what's going to be in that issue.
right. But most of the series has been that, and you know, and Al Ewing, I guess, is to blame for the body horror because the Mindscape stuff is more Mantlo. The switching of people is
Yes,
more David. Um,
yes,
this and then you have the body horror. So this is kind of doing a bit of everything because you're doing Mindscape stuff here.
and guess
Um,
what, I love it. I may be
I
mocking it.
Yeah, no. I think this is really fun. I'd actually like to. You know what's cool? The last three times, two or three times I've been to Baltimore, Phil Kenny Johnson has a pretty big crowd. I haven't been
He
able to
does.
talk to him.
Yes.
You know, I haven't been able to talk to him, and because I know he did the one like that one book, the Fell Spire Chronicles, whatever. He had to change the name of it, or whatever. But I feel like a lot of people and a lot of D&D people follow that because he made a game of that. There's a role playing game of that, like a real playable game and maybe even a card game anyway because he owns that, but he always has a pretty big crowd. But yeah, I would like to talk to him about like his Hulk stuff because his Hulk stuff's pretty crazy, but I just think this
Yeah.
art is fucking
So
nuts.
week to week, what happens is we get our we get our comics from various places, and I go, Mark, tell me what books you want to review, and Mark sends me a list every week.
Hmm.
And what happens is sometimes I'm like, all right, here's So he gives me a list, and
I don't
then
get to it.
on the
Right.
day we sit down to review, the day we sit down to review, he's like, "Oh, I didn't read this book and this book." I'm like, "You son of a bitch," because when he gives me a list, I put those books to the top of my list to read first,
Yeah.
and then he'll go, "Oh, by the way, we're going to review this." I'm like, "Cool, not on your list," so I didn't push it to the front.
Yeah. Well,
This
what you
is
gonna
what
do?
Mark does.
What you gonna do?
What am I going to do?
This felt like a lot like Hellboy. Because there's just he's following like this ghost around, No girl in this one. That's funny. You said that like she's not in this for some reason. I don't remember where she left off last one, but I do love give me any appearance of Jericho Drum period. They do mention Strange Academy in the beginning of this too,
Hmm?
which I feel like no one ever references, which I think is kind of cool. But yeah, but now we got to have this here. We got to go into and see Betty, and then we're going to go over into yet another Dreams tape, and then the cover for the next issue looks insane. So what's funny is like I don't mind. I'll take a Nick Klein issue. I think the last issue he did may have been 25 or 26,
Right.
and then it's just other people. I don't really care because again, that's my favorite. I think the first one or two pages of the when the series started, I just sent it, to my brother. I was like, dude, this guy's nuts. This guy's so fucking
Yeah,
good.
keep as long as we get the Nick Klein covers, that's all I need.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
I'll take
give
Worm.
me a full
I'll take these
issue.
guys.
But
Yeah.
like, yeah, the
I got,
did you read this?
I
I
got
guess
your
you're reviewing it, so you read
nah, I
it.
got your Millar corner. I just skimmed this and I skimmed Huck. And Huck, well, we'll get to it. But
Okay, so Nemesis Forever. I've obviously been reading. I read all things Mark Miller. I love him. This issue
use that gag
like
twice.
he's upping it. He is upping it here.
You
Like
put the chili in it. Put chili in those fries. Gotta
that's
up
right,
it. Put
up it.
cheese and chili. Chili cheese.
Chili con queso.
Mm.
Yeah, so Nemesis is, he's a billionaire now. He was never a billionaire before, so they've upped him to be a Batman level. He's anti-Batman.
Yeah, he's Batman, but he's the Joker,
So
basically.
what they should do is basically have a hero Joker to fight him. Like someone so crazy he can't
Oh, I
protect
see.
them.
Right.
I should write to Mark Miller. Seriously, how genius is that? They never did that in Crime Syndicate. Because
Right, right, right.
Owlman's the evil Batman. Like, why wouldn't you have a Joker that's crazy but like a hero and just he's
Right.
unpredictable? He's
Right, right, right.
unpredictably good. Very hard to write. It would take a Morrison Miller level writer to do that. Um, so yeah, I just really and this is supposedly he said the last of this trilogy. He called this a trilogy now. I am glad he got Matteo Scalera to draw it. It's nice to get like the first miniseries was Jorge
Right. Well,
Jimenez.
the first one
Jimenez,
was McNiven, and then it went to Jorge, and then it
right?
went.
They don't
Um,
really count the McNiven one currently. That's out of continuity, which is dumb because that's a great series.
yeah.
The middle guy, I forget his name, but he was like kind of lesser known. But yeah, then he got Mateo to do this. So it looks really good.
Yeah, it's weird. I prefer I like the heavier line Mateo, but whatever.
So do
You know what
I.
I mean? Like I like this is a bit more like pencil to color. I don't know if it is or not. I'm not sure exactly what
It's
he's
the
doing.
same with Jimenez. When Jimenez came on and did his storyline, I actually preferred his Batman work that had come out right before. Like he literally
Yeah,
left Batman to do Nemesis and then went back.
right, right. Yeah, I'm curious. Batman's this week. Batman's going to be a thing. I looked through this felt a lot more like early Millar, and I guess Raphael just did this over the last couple of years because this looks definitely a lot slower. This doesn't look like his Superman Unlimited work. So I don't know. It looks
Yeah,
like he's spending a lot more time on this, and that's fine. One thing I think I'd put this in here because in most Superman things, he's picking up a car. Um, the Thing picks up a car in the Fantastic Four movie. He's picking up an ambulance. I don't know if cars are made this well anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be certain pressure points. Like when you pump up a tire, you can't just put it in the middle of your car and pump up. You know what I mean? Like to change it. So I'm not sure if you
if
can
you
pick up things a certain way.
if you grab the
I
steel
know it's a
frame, you
comic book.
can.
Yeah, but I don't know what he's grabbing here. I'm not sure how he's balancing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I trust, the thing to properly pick up a car and put a car down and not fuck the car up. You know what I mean?
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
there would be grab points. He'd be crunching any of the weaker metal.
yeah.
You
So
know,
I think it's a bad. Don't do that for the kids. You're
if you
ruining someone's
touch the
car.
frame of the car,
Right.
if you if you touch the frame of the car, it's gonna crinkle.
Yeah. Listen, like my daughter killed her car on Tanyard Road just over the bump we all know about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's a
by
bad bump.
herself. She didn't hit anyone.
She's
Broke
a
the car.
she's a great driver.
Yeah, no, she's not. So,
Uh, uh,
so, but this looked like, and I was surprised that they said a couple. Yeah, they said something. Didn't they say the taboo word retard in here? I'm trying to
he
remember
did.
what it was.
He did. But
Yeah.
he's
Oh, there's. Yeah.
but
I
it's the character saying it would definitely say that.
So if that's super, so if it was so Batman as the Joker as Batman as Nemesis, so Huck basically is really dumbed down Superman,
Right.
basically, but he doesn't
He's
fly. He's just a
he
jumper.
doesn't fly. Yeah, he's more golden age. He can yeah, he jumps, he can run fast. His innate superpower is he can find anything. Like so if people lose stuff, he helps them and he does a good deed every day. That's kind of the Huck thing. He
Yeah,
helps people find things, he helps people find lost people. And in this miniseries, that Huck world has been broadening to where like he's finding other people with powers and they're trying to figure out how they all got their powers and it's good.
yeah. This seems interesting. I want to go back and read. I got to reread the first one. I like the
They're
concept quite a
easy
bit.
they're easy quick reads. I had an idea where like because I think Albuquerque drew the first Prodigy miniseries too.
Mhm.
So I'm like, oh, so Prodigy is the smartest man in the world and he's good. And Huck is like the strongest man in the world and he's good. I'm like, wouldn't the smartest man utilize that? Like to me, it would have been an interesting crossover. Like, it'd be good to put those two characters together. So I wonder, since Albuquerque he drew the first Huck, the first Prodigy, did he own half of each? So does he get $2 million
Yeah, I don't
when
know.
it's sold to Netflix?
I don't know.
It's very possible. Very possible. So
Well,
good for
he's
him.
working a lot. I mean, he's still working a lot. I mean, he's doing again. I think this was in the can and then released a certain way, the Millar release, because I feel like I know it's Mark Miller, but I say Millar, always have.
We said it for decades before we found out for real.
I just know, like, I guess it's just on his publishing schedule. He kind of always has 2 books a month, the way that he
Yes.
he writes. So he's probably wrote this. He could have wrote this a year or 2 years ago. I mean, it's again, I'm pretty happy with Albuquerque on this. So what I said earlier basically is that having a book like this makes me feel like everyone isn't working as hard. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and again, it's two different things. I guess even coming off of speaking about Huck just now, I know that's a labor love. They're spending a lot of time on that. And that's why I feel like, okay, it's a little bit more deserving. The other stuff I know is deadline comics. Superman has to come out. Justice League has to come out, right? They're still doing they're doing high quality work. Whereas I feel like,
Those are very good.
Thor, I'm just like, fuck, like come up with something. They're like, I gotta keep writing it. You know what I mean? Like it's that's I feel like there's no Marvel book. I mean, I completely dropped off of all the X-Men stuff. Like I'm not reading any X-Men stuff.
I
And I
know.
know, and then now it's like they're gonna go for like I think they're doing that Age of Revelation, which is gonna be a while. It's gonna be a
Till
long
February.
time.
I think they said it's going to end in February.
Oh
So
my
that's
God. Yeah, so the macro events are like,
that's 6 months.
oh, they're like
That's
too
six
much.
months, I think.
Well, that same thing with like One World Under Doom is like 10 months. So it's like I'm just waiting for it to get over. And that's the problem is I feel like you're not bringing people into the fold. You're like alienating, and then it's like, what are you going to do after Age of Revelation? Are they going to fire Brevoort and just be like, all right, we got to redo X-Men again from the ashes, back in the ashes? It never came out
Back
of
in
the
the ashes.
ashes.
No.
Still on fire. It's not even that interesting. They're in the kitchen.
See,
So all the
you and
X-Men books,
I,
everyone's just hanging out in the kitchen.
we just want every comic to feel like an experience. Like monthly comics, as much as we need them, I don't know, they just need to be treated. Yeah, there's got to be more special.
There's more stakes. I feel like, yeah, there's definitely stakes in Justice League. There's definitely stakes in Superman. The Superman run has been great. This Williamson. You told Brian to read that, yeah? You told
Yeah, I
Brian
did.
to
I
start
did.
there. That makes sense. Yeah, I think that's correct. And then you can
It's
go into
pretty.
DC all in special, and then you can kind of float over to Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman. You like more than me. Absolute Wonder Woman is hit and miss for me. Um, but this here, and initially I thought about it. I was looking through it today.
Did you get the hard cover yet? You were looking for it, right?
Not, yeah, I think Alex probably has one. I just got this digital
Okay.
because I have a
Is
digital like
this
criminal file.
yeah, is this I don't like this cover.
No.
Remind me, you're the expert. You're the expert on like I read everything Brubaker Phillips does,
Yeah.
but I kind of forget in the blur of millions of comics.
Mm.
Do most of his books have a similar
No,
look? No, there's
not
no
really.
similar look. Just the collections.
Yeah, not yeah, I no, you're right. Like so this is the first criminal book by itself. Most of the criminals have been two.
Monthly.
Yeah, but they're usually like, it's spread apart. Like so it's so might do the both sides of the so that like to have this or have like pulp or have like, like they usually have a character face on it. This actually it's hard to see. It's like you can see the character
This
face is a
this
little too light
this
inside
looks like a
the
back
actual
cover.
title. It looks like a hodge of what is already in the book. It looks like a paste up of what's in the book, and it's not. I tried to look through it. It technically isn't. But yeah, I don't know. There's something about I'm not
I think I
sure.
want to give me a Phillips painted cover. Phillips can paint. Give me a
Yeah,
Phillips painted cover. This is special.
because that's
This
usually
is
all
a
we get.
special.
That's usually all we get because he doesn't do the colors anymore. Well, he never did the colors. It was always either Betty Brightweiser or Val Staples. It was always someone else, and then the son
Yeah.
now does it now.
Now
So,
the sun does it.
and I kind of feel like he should get a credit because like these colors are fantastic. Now, I complained to you when I first read this because I felt it's a little too inside baseball. And the one like Bad Weekend, I don't like Bad Weekend because I feel like it doesn't necessarily do the con experience correctly, in my opinion. And con creator, and I don't know. I'm not sure if it did that right. So when it's a little too close, a little too inside baseball, I'm a little lost in it. Same thing here is that I feel like this is Brubaker going to Hollywood and having a bad Hollywood experience with something that was adapted, which could have been his Shutter show. Like I feel like he's done a few things that
Right. Right.
I mean, and that he just completely despises like Winter Soldier concept because he makes no money off of any Winter Soldier just keeps showing up,
Right. Right.
keeps showing up. Um, but yeah, I do feel that like I feel like all these people are probably people that he met. Here's Suzanne Summers. I feel like the people that he's talking about is they're too close. Like it's like I know this is supposed to be Suzanne Summers, but I do think that these places are real. I think these hotels are real.
There was a
You
Three's a
know,
Crowd show though, wasn't there?
I don't know.
I think
Uh,
it's a real sequel series that didn't happen very long.
I
So
don't
I wonder
know.
if this is actually a real actress. Like, did he know her? Did he meet
Oh,
her? This might
yeah,
be a real.
maybe.
It might not be Suzanne Summers.
I like this scene. I thought this scene was really funny. I think that he's trying to
Yeah, oh
talk to
yeah,
him and he's like on the phone. Like he like it's
that's happened.
that's yeah, that's totally a thing. I feel like that was just done in the studio pretty well. I don't know where you were on the studio, but this was kind of fun because this is just this character from Bad Weekend, and then we go into this is a volume two character of Gnarly, and then you're having other people introduced with them, which I don't know if we ever saw her before, but this is just kind of interweaving so many different things. But just kind of be back in this world, and then it gets a little messy on timeline, and then it ends up going to a different, his timeline, ends up going to a different time where it's after his Hollywood experience. Um, and this is a lawless, I believe, and then he goes and so I feel like that like going back into this world, and then you have her side of the story. And I wonder if he uses models here and there because I kind of feel like whenever there's like a love interest in a book, they always seem very like this looks like a lot like a photo, and I don't care because again,
Right.
like this, and when you see his face later in that, there's so many people that he's drawn that look like Sean Phillips. And that's okay. Hey, you have a mirror, you're going to look up. But it's also kind of crazy how detailed all his city stuff is. When he lives, you know where he lives? Like if you go on his Instagram, he's just like in a farm, like it looks like he's in Ireland. He's in somewhere in England
Right.
at the end of a road. And it's just like he takes picture of the stream every day, every day. It's like a stream and where the height of the water is. And they're like boring fucking pictures. He lives in the middle of nowhere. He doesn't live anywhere near any of this stuff. Um, so yeah, good thing you have Google Maps. Uh, but then you have Tracy, and I forget, I don't remember if we know when he got these fire burns. I don't know. I don't think we ever saw that, which
Yeah,
is
I
kind
don't
of
know if I could.
fast.
I don't know when I would ever do a criminal reread. I would love to,
It's
but I have so much new stuff to read all the time.
I wonder if it would be, and again, this is where when you watch Pulp Fiction in order, it's not that interesting. When I was reading like and I just kind of stopped after a certain point because I'm like, oh, you're right, this doesn't make it that interesting. Is when I started reading Stray Bullets in order,
Oh yeah.
And because what's kind of, I guess even when I did the exercise of putting them all in order, I don't know what, and he wrote to me, Dave Lavin wrote to me on Instagram when I was kind of doing it. He's like, oh, don't forget this one date was wrong and it was fixing the collection. I'm like, oh shit. So like he actually
Uh,
told me
that's funny.
I was gonna hit something and it was wrong. Like I was about to hit something that was wrong. So, but it kind of took it out. But it was kind of crazy the way it was so spread out. And then there was like a 3 week period where everything happened in these 3 weeks. And I'm like, how'd you do that? You know, so I feel like there's probably a room in Edward Baker's house that just has like just strings, you know, but just bringing these people back in. I almost wonder, like, I didn't see Nobody too, and I heard it's fine, you know, but when I thought about him freezing during one of these incidents, that's why that's why Bob Odenkirk, that movie exists, because he had a home invasion and he couldn't do anything. Like he was just frozen. There's a guy robbing his house and has him at gunpoint and he's like, can't do anything. You know what I mean? And then he had to work that out as a creative person, get fit, and then make those movies. Two of them, you know, crazy. Um, but yeah, I love the
Were you
coloring. I
excited when
feel like,
he showed up? Like it was like
yeah,
here, flawless. That was like
yeah. I mean, like that's what I mean is like there are certain characters that I really dig. And there's even I don't think I took a picture, but there's a picture when they even go into the Bad Weekend Guy. They go into that cartoonist. I'm like, oh, you see him for a second. He talks about it's like, yeah, when I was with him, and that reminds me of like when I would talk to Dean Haspiel and he would talk about being in Chaikin Studio or hanging out with like Walt Simonson, you know, and like how he was just this like junior artist like trying to do touch ups and stuff, you know. Same thing like it's oh that's what I was saying when I don't even think I got to the point earlier. Shocker. When I was talking about Cyberforce. Cyberforce the later issues with Huntsman. That's why I think Moore might have an assistant, but don't have the assistant do the faces. Because when you look at the other ones, you can tell it says art assist by, I think it was Anthony Wynn and Michael
right.
Turner. And you're like,
Anthony
oh,
Wynn had a huge Sylvester style.
right. But he didn't do, but Silvestri went back and did the faces. So like you can tell, but then you can tell some of the body work or some of the pencils in there were Michael Turner pencils, you know, like, so you can kind of see they're, you
Yes.
know, so that's fun, you know. But Dan Mora, I don't know. I don't know. His Superman style is just different, or maybe he just like. I would love to know how he builds his week out. Like, how do you do that? Because his JLU art is crisper. It's crisper and it's like messier in Superman. And I guess it's like the same thing when I divide like my work up. You know, I have this boring math job, which is boring fucking job, and then my creative outlet is like editing stuff, doing this. You know, like I need that part of my brain to be different. Can he do that with his creative brain and say, all right, well now I'm going to do Superman, so let me make it
Right.
like sloppier, you
But
know?
now he's also drawing Transformers, and it's like now I got to
How do
draw
you,
squares and
yeah,
cubes.
yeah, how are
And
you going to do that? And are you going to be able to emote with that? Probably.
is he,
I
I don't
probably.
know. Is he going to make a bunch of Transformer 3D models and kind of pencil off of that? I don't
Oof,
know. I don't know. I don't know his shortcuts.
I don't know. Yeah, I kind of feel like Jacob Phillips should get a cover credit for this fucking thing. But you're right. Like you have this much color variation inside of it, and you give us like this flat, boring cover. It looks like a back cover. You're 100% right. Looks like a back cover. There we go. We get our afterword. Yep. Thank
As we
you.
should. I'm glad he
Thank
told the
you so
story about
much.
these because that's based on a real thing. He had an uncle that was a screenwriter. Like that's a true life story. I
Yeah,
just
I'm
heard him
trying to
tell
remember
that
what
story.
movie he did. There's a movie that's pretty famous. It's I forget what it is,
Yeah, I forget what it is too. I,
but pretty famous. But yeah, so there's a lot of this which is real, and that feels, you know, that feels correct.
yeah,
Um,
I like the inside baseball stuff. To me, that's really interesting. Well, it's funny that I like that better than you. But overall, like I was happy to be immersed back into this world. It's like the feeling I got when I was watching Captain America: Brave New World. You know, it's not a great movie, but like right off the bat, you're like, oh, I'm back in the Marvel universe. It's been a while. Like you're happy to be in these universes that you
yeah,
love,
you're right. Yeah,
even if the stuff's not great. And this is a good book. Is it incredible? No, but it's really I was really into it. I was into all the characters. Like you just fall in love with Brubaker characters. Like,
yeah, and I think just having them kind of pop up and not be super important, like Gnarly's there and he dies off panel.
but
Could,
you
but
super care about Gnarly. You're
right,
like, oh, look at this
but
guy.
we already
He
had a Gnarly Young story you can read. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, the reread would be difficult. I probably would just do a normal. Um, It's funny like looking at how to reread stuff because I feel like post publication sometimes things will get rearranged in collections because I feel like some of the short stories they sat here and there they were in different pieces of the collections. Um,
Yeah, it's like it's weird. It's like what's better to read it how it came out or to read it
in publication date.
in pub
I
yeah,
think publication
publication.
date.
I agree with you.
Be-
Larson, when he did the Savage Dragon trades, he the first if you read the Savage Dragon miniseries, it's just filled with flashbacks. Flashbacks modern day, flashbacks modern day.
mm.
But when he did the trade, he put it on order. So it kind of reads better, but it loses something.
Yeah, I don't like I like the miniseries as is. I didn't like it when he did Dragon, 5 issues of Dragon, the Dragon. And then yeah, when he put it in a trade, is that what that is, or Dragon was another edit?
Dragon Dragon was another edit, which then he collected into another trade because that's got like a
Got
ton
it.
of extra pages in it. It's got all the Operation Urban Storm stuff, the Image Zero stuff, various just pages to put into a collection so the double page spreads line up, you know?
Operation Urban Storm is in this previews. No, no art, just they just talk about
So Operation Urban Storm was an
it.
image comic that was supposed to help. It was basically a charity comic for all the
Charity comic,
LA
they forgot.
riots and fires. So I've seen 2 pages of a Liefeld Youngblood story that look great because it's 90s Liefeld. Jim Valentino did his complete story. Eric Larson did his complete story. So it
Brian
always
Murray.
seems to be.
It says, here's what it says. It says the likes of Rob Liefeld, Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, Eric Larson, Wills. No way. Mark Silvestri, Valentino, Scott Williams, Brandon Choi, Brian Murray, and Merritt Michaels. All proceeds go to rebuild LA Foundation. Well, I guess they didn't.
So you would have got what, Brigade and Supreme stuff?
I guess.
That's neat. So where does this get held up at? McFarlane and Silvestri typically.
Shocker.
It always seems to be those two. Those two held up Image United.
Still held it up.
You know, it's funny. Liefeld this week says, "Yeah, I worked on 3 pages this week."
It's
Liefeld wants
crazy.
that. He wants that book to happen, and so does Larson. If it ends up just being Liefeld and Larson, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Have Will Scott draw. What was the character's name?
Oh, Will's the Fortress. Wills will do
Fortress.
it. Wills will come back. Wills is a workhorse.
Yeah. Wills. Wills.
Wills.
I was looking through these. So yeah, how do we read this? Oh, Conan, because I can't go show without talking about Conan.
Yep.
The Conan Omnibuy that the collections that you can get for they did hardcovers that were in order, and then if you bought or you can buy digitally the Conan omnibuses, the Buziak, what they do is they do Conan Zero, Conan the Legend, and then they have all the Greg Ruth younger Conan stories, and then the Carrie Nord stuff. And I'm like, I don't like Greg Ruth per se. It's fine. But I like the way that book was a colorist book. I feel
Yeah.
that was a Dave Stewart book.
That was
You
Dave
had
Stewart.
correct. So you had a very specific, but it let the art breathe versus I feel like the Richard Isanove wasn't not at the same time, but the Dark Tower stuff was so dark. It's too dark. And it just became, and at a certain point, I feel like they ran out of artists during that because they were like, all right, Jay Lee, Sean Phillips actually did a mini. And actually, I have the Sean Phillips. What's cool with that book is that in the back, they have a bunch of Sean Phillips thumbnails and they show some of his original art. And then you get to see the page, and the page is just like too heavily painted. Richard Isanove, too much. Um, Greg Ruth is just painting it, and that's fine. That's fine, but it's like a thin watercolor paint, and I don't like it as much. I liked it when it was issue 5 and 9 and 14. Like I liked it
What's one of those born on
intermittently.
the battlefield issues?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay.
Look at your brain. Look at you. So proud of you. Look at you.
Ah, thanks.
So how
Yeah.
how do you read this? I don't know because I feel like if you read it in this, these are the storylines. However, I think in here, I feel like they're a little different inside of the collected these deluxe editions. Um, I do like that. I have the Killer Be Killed, the all in one, and then going back here. I've only seen this once. Pulp, I think, is out of print. I think Pulp Process is still available. Pulp Process is like 160 pages. It's like literally like
Wow.
the whole thing, and then the whole thing in like black and white, and then in the back it's like a bunch of other stuff. And I do like that you can just buy Fatale straight, just as one big fat compendium. I think that's pretty boss.
That
I
is
feel like
pretty
they
cool.
should do that with when Reckless comes back. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing next. I think they're doing another criminal thing next.
Well, they're doing a
Still,
Christmas special that is print only, I believe.
oh my god,
I know. So I don't know what they're doing special with it. I love the Savage Criminal. What was that called? What was the magazine one?
Savage sort of criminal. I have both of
That
them.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love it. I
yeah.
love when you mess with the format. Comic stores hate it. Real,
I'm not
lower
sure
level
where they
comic
showed
fans
up.
hate it.
I don't know where they showed up. They are somewhere inside of the new collections, and the new collections covers I think are pretty. They're very striking.
Yes.
I think they're pretty cool looking. Um, yeah, but again, I have the majority of these in actual paper copies because there's a lot of back matter that's not anywhere, even in the collections, even in here.
So
I think in the deluxes, the essays aren't in there, but the paintings are in there. So
do we have a
it's
do we have a date for the show premiere yet?
no, I think it's just at fall, but we were in the fall basically. I feel like if it was going to be something, I'm hoping it's October, November, but I don't know. I feel like
Now,
whenever they
Reckless.
do a series, they just go, hey, like it's out in 30 days. Like I feel like you never know about it. Then it's like they slot it because something
Now,
hit
Reckless. I think they're doing a
yesterday.
movie, right? Is Reckless a
Reckless, I
TV
believe,
show or
are doing
movie?
a movie,
All right.
and I don't know if it's official, but I know that Bucky Barnes talks about it all the time. How funny is it if Bucky Barnes is going to do it? Is that what's the name? He is doing it. He's talked about it
Yeah.
like during. So Ed Brubaker basically famously brought back Bucky Barnes, which we all thought was a bad idea at first, but then it was done really well. So what are you gonna do? For Captain America, which almost didn't happen because someone else almost got that run. I think Rucka put in for that run too. He didn't get it. He didn't get Cap,
Yeah.
which is fine.
That's fine.
But so Winter Soldier. So Ed Brubaker makes zero money off Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier. I imagine that Sebastian Stan, the actor, has made the majority of his money being just from quantity.
Yeah.
As he's Winter Soldier and Thunderbolts.
Marvel.
He's
Marvel can be very
co-lead.
cheap. Yeah.
They can
At
be.
first.
Yeah, so it's all about. But I mean, I imagine. I think he's in Endgame now. So I don't know, but yeah. So I mean,
So,
but
so the point you're making is it's funny that like Sebastian Stan got famous for playing Winter Soldier, a Brubaker creation,
right.
and now he's playing Reckless, another Brubaker creation.
Well, the fact that he made zero money, the fact that Brubaker is amazingly I interviewed bitter, making money off the royalties of his
He,
1 to 2 second scene.
his cameo, he's made more money than actual residuals from creating the character.
Right, right. Because technically it's Bucky.
It's Bucky.
Technically,
It's derivative.
technically it's a Joe and Joe Simon, not as if Joe Simon or Jack Kirby are making money off of Bucky either. So and again, that's a lot of what this book's about. Is about this entire comic book is about this creator not getting credit for something that he worked on and is in a different form now. So again, its own. But yeah, I would love it if Reckless made a good amount of money, even if it made 50, 60 million. Like come out and make like that Nobody money. I think the first Nobody
If
did pretty well. Nobody two, I think
is
flopped.
it going to be a theater movie, or is it going to be like an Amazon Prime movie?
I don't know. I would I feel like there
It's
should be a middle ground because I feel like
I,
now like I
I
heard
feel
the
like it hasn't
new
even been announced yet. I feel like it hasn't
right
been.
exactly. I don't think it is. I think it's produced. It's a producer's favorite thing in turnaround, and then they just have to find the right talent. Whereas I feel like even Criminal was like that probably for a while, and then just like, well, Brubaker, you wanted to show run it. You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of what they did. That to me, the cast of that is going to work for me.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
Richard
very well.
Jenkins. Like you have like certain people in there. I'm just like, oh yeah, because Charlie Hunnam. Yeah, so it's like, well, you know what's funny? Yeah, I feel like they should have Charlie Hunnam, and then they should have who's the other guy that looks like Charlie Hunnam that I always think is Charlie Hunnam. The guy who was in Logan, Garrett Hedlund.
Oh yeah, that guy's
They should
awesome.
just have them as the different
Yeah,
lawlesses, right? Because I'm like, you guys are. I think you're the same guy anyway. You know, you
you
can
do.
have Josh Duhamel and what's his name, Timothy Oliphant. Did you ever hear that story where Timothy Oliphant was at an event and he met Josh Duhamel with his family? It was at like a baseball game and they took a picture of
Yeah,
it. and then he made it his Christmas card. So Josh Duhamel's in his family,
Yes,
and
yes,
it's
that's all I
on.
did. I saw that card.
Oh, it's so funny, and it's on the actual it's on his mom's like fridge, and his brother's like, "Do you know mom thinks that's you?" Like he didn't know that that wasn't you. And I think she said
That's
like I thought you looked taller or something like that. It's so funny.
that's funny. Yeah, there's I love when that stuff happens.
That's the best.
Because there's other I forget the other one that's popping in my head. There was somebody else that was like I mean there's a lot of people that do that. I'm sure like there was like that Tobey Maguire, Jake Gyllenhaal. People said they look alike, which I didn't really see.
No,
But or like even like Michael Cera and what the hell is his
Jesse
name? Lex
Eisenberg.
Luthor. Yeah, Eisenberg. Like they didn't really look the same, but they were trying to do something that was similar.
Right, right. They were doing like those the
Yeah.
mumble thing. So, so that was it. I did put Absolute Martian Manhunter on there, but I did not finish it. I wanted to revel in it. I was reading it. And I said, you know what?
It's
I got to take time on that.
it's
We might
good.
do a separate. We might maybe we'll do a separate recap on that. That could do for a good reread. I feel like that is the best. That's the best absolute and I do like the fact that they basically in a way like canceled it to relaunch it as like a season two. You know, it was supposed to go I think 12 and then they said it was six. And
Which is
then
weird because did they make that decision after number one sold like hundreds of thousands of copies? Like that book sold better than they expected.
yeah, I think when it was announced and then when we saw the preview art, people were like, "Oh boy, this is going to be their first like stinker." Where I feel like the first stinker is the absolute Green Lantern. You know,
With
like
your
or
boy
not,
Al Ewing.
my boy, because it looks like
I
because he's doing Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z as like the like
it's it is the
it's
book that
too
least
far out there.
interests me. Like at least I didn't read the newest issue of Absolute Flash, but I'm still in that book, but it doesn't feel absolute enough for me.
Right. Yep. You're
Yeah,
not absolute
Batman's
enough.
no, Batman's just doing something right.
It's everything.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Yeah. That's
So
everything. It's shocking how good that book is every time, every time. And so we'll see. I don't know how they're going to get it. And you know what's funny is that I know that you watched the Jimmy was it Jimmy J on Liefeld, right?
yeah.
Talking about like the printings and the multiple printings and I don't mind DC making its money and having having just extra money for them by making these multiple printings. It's not as if these multiple printings and the covers that they're doing and the just make that money. I don't care how you're making it because it's not as if you're dropping anything. The compact editions are doing huge. So that's one stream. The variant covers, the prints, second print, third print, sixth print, go. You know what I mean? Keep that going.
Yeah. As long as it's
Um,
new art on the reprints, people are buying them and
the
they're
D,
good covers.
the DC
You know,
Finest contents look really good. I just have yet to see them on any type of like digital platform, which I think is weird. Like it's not available on Kindle yet. Maybe they'll eventually start to do it, but they're trying to see. I think they're a little too expensive in print. I guess I can go in stock trades if I want to get some weird ones. I don't know. Again, I think I would want to get the Sergeant Rock stuff because the Sergeant Rock stuff is it's like a lot of it's kind of everything. They're doing a good job like picking things out in different spots. Like it goes through a lot of the Army at War, but then he might be in that, and then they're probably gonna have DC Comics Presents in there. Like so they're doing good collections. The same thing with like Doom Patrol and a lot of the other little mini guys they're doing. They're pulling a lot of this stuff around. So I think that they're also doing really good. Yeah, there's not much they're doing. They're not really doing anything wrong. I just feel like that there's I think Marvel's just so off the map with so many things. DC is hitting it on so many different levels all around.
yeah, they are. Marvel needs to figure something else out. Like they have these little pockets of goodness. Incredible. I'm sorry, Immortal Hulk's good. Amazing Spider-Man's good. But like something's missing. Like Avengers is good, but nobody's talking about it. Like Jen McKay is doing a
Yeah,
good job on Avengers, but it's not like incredibly good. It's just really good.
right.
I think, and the artist is maybe Marvel just needs more stylized artists again. Like when you see Nick Klein draw something, when you see Silva or uh, Pepe Larraz draw something, it's like it's special.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to shit on the other guys who are trying to become better. They're just not there yet.
Well, they're all trying to look like those guys. Like to me,
Yeah.
like it's not like you guys. I feel like there's not enough variety in the Marvel style. Like if you look at you look at DC, you have Dragata, which you wouldn't think is a DC style whatsoever.
Yeah. Nobody's drawing like Dragata.
You
There's
have Hayden
no,
Sherman doing two different styles in two different books.
Did you see his Superman drawing? He did a variant for Superman, and I'm like, ah, that
Um,
looks so neat.
it looks good, but the face is like a weird. Again, Superman's faces are hard.
All right.
Period. It's the face is a little too squat, and it looked like a Sean Phillips face, and that's fine. That's fine.
Which, but to me, it was just neat to see him draw Superman. Like he's so
Sure.
in, you know.
And you know what? He's gone through a bunch of styles. The first style he did, which was on the Few, I want to say it's called. I because I got an issue of it in a dollar bin, and it was just because it was so different. And then he did his first style was like Ashley Wood, and
That's
I
neat.
think it was called the Few. And then it went to when he did John Carter, The End. That's more of a Sean Gordon Murphy style, and an Ashley Wood. Like the faces weren't
Right.
quite there yet.
Yeah.
And then now it's more it's further into a J.H. Williams III situation, like with design. It's all design for the most part. So yeah, again, I don't know. I mean, he's trying hard. I gotta look on YouTube. He did a panel talking about his art somewhere, um, Fan Expo Ohio, somewhere weird, and he's like, I can't believe I have him on panel. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, his Instagram's pretty good. He's got some pretty good stuff there. So, but
You
that's it.
you read anything old lately? Anything?
No, I mean, oh, I did get,
I mean, I know you're acquiring a ton of back
yeah,
issues.
I mean, it's of what I'm always trying to figure out what I'm going to read. I've been reading old actions.
I love it.
That's always pretty easy. There's
Are we
your War
talking? You're
Child.
talking Golden,
War
right?
Child.
Good. War Child's good.
Yeah, War Child's
We're,
great. I didn't have this issue. It was issue one variant. This is because I guess there's two per. I only had the Liefeld
yes.
variant. Um, but that's real fun.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, again, I'm trying to. I'm still kind of going through. I guess the only thing I'm trying to look at now is the old FFs. I think the John Byrne FFs. But right now, like when I started looking at the John Byrne FFs, I'm actually going back to 208 because he does like 10 or 12 issues before he becomes John Byrne. John Byrne. So
Yeah.
that I'm looking at now. There's also a
I
couple things.
You know
There's
the
a
John
couple
Byrne
good Fantastic
art
Four
book?
documentaries.
You know the art of
Mm,
John Byrne?
no.
You know what's neat? I love seeing John Byrne Superman when he draws him in the late 70s, early 80s, or
Mm,
when he draws FF in the late 70s, early 80s. Like, because it's early John Byrne is that. Like that. When he first started doing X-Men, like when you see him draw something else at that same period, it's interesting. It's like when you follow an artist, you know their styles from and when they drew it. And when he
yeah.
draws Superman pre-Superman, I just think it looks so cool. I think I put up a couple
Is that
John Byrne
skinnier head?
Superman.
Does he have like a skinnier head?
Yeah, he looks a little younger.
Yeah.
He definitely created something different when he did Superman, Man of Steel officially.
Right. It's a thick neck.
Yeah, it's a big,
Give
thick
me that
neck.
thick neck.
Talk about a thick neck man in the city. Built the pub on blood and sweat.
Jesus Christ. We're off the rails.
Yeah,
We're off the rails. They are chopping trees down in this backyard, man. I don't know if
I, I'm
you
uh,
can hear me.
I'm 15 pages into the Alan Moore bumper book of magic.
Oh, what's that?
Like I finally,
300 pages?
yeah, and it's like really, it's either really dense script or it's like fun comics. I mean, nothing's like funny. It's all like history, and weird stories. But that's a book I'm gonna just try to just chip away at for the next couple months. Like I'm not gonna sit down and
Right.
read that, even though we just read this book. The Brubaker book is almost 200 pages,
Yeah, we
and I
both had
read
the
it.
same experience with this because like once I hit a chapter break, I'm like, I could read this tomorrow. And then I didn't. I just kept
No,
going.
I just
Yeah.
I just read the whole thing. I just read it straight through.
Yeah.
But Alan Moore's not like that.
No.
You can when you hit a chapter break, sometimes you're like, good.
I thought Super Gods was like that too. Super Gods was dense as fuck. I think Super Gods was pretty dense. Like it was
I
chapter
love
break,
I love
chapter
Super
break.
Gods.
Is
Actually,
there is there an audio version of Super Gods? I would love it if he read it. I
that's
don't know
that's
if
the
there
thing,
is.
man. Like I haven't read Alan Moore's novels yet. I've read every single Alan Moore comic, but I haven't read his novels yet because they're dense. He's so dense when it comes to that. Like I read like when you get to when you first read Watchmen and then you get to the tech stuff, it's good, but it's dense. And then when he does it in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, it's like this is dense, and I don't know all these characters, so stuff's getting lost on me because I'm not a aficionado of Victorian pulp books.
Mhm.
So like to me, reading his novels is like an undertaking. But I wish, and I know there's audio versions of Voice of Fire in Jerusalem,
Yeah, I'm looking
but
at
it's
Voice in the
not.
Fire, but it's actors.
I know it's not him, and that bores me. I want to.
It's like four people are doing Voice in the Fire.
Yeah, I don't want that. I want Alan Moore to read it to me, or somebody doing an Alan Moore impression. I'll do it.
Oh, there's some. Okay, so Illuminations, which is stories, that's a bunch of people. Some of them are read by. Okay, some of them are, and then Alan Moore does Matt Reeves. I don't know if that's Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves. Interesting. Um, and well, oh, because I imagine that like so. Let's see. So does Neil Gaiman? I imagine because he loves his voice, right?
Yeah, it's a
You
good
all love
voice.
my voice. You all love my voice. But I feel like a lot of his stuff.
Did you not go with us? No, you didn't go with us, did you? He did a when Stardust came out. He did a reading up at a King of Prussia Mall, the Walden Books or B. Dalton up there. So he went up there and he was signing books. I got him to sign a couple Miracle Mans and the Stardust, and he it's a really nice signature. Drew a little star and like wrote something nice. Like he was really. It's a shame what he did because he was very affable, very likable, and then he sits there and the people who stuck around after the signing, he read us the first chapter of Stardust. And that was like awesome. Like what a cool experience.
Yeah,
And not
there's
anymore.
no. I mean, it's. I'm trying to see if he's doing his own narration because I would like that, you know. And again, let's see. Okay, yeah. So he narrates his own books, but yeah. What was I thinking of?
We were talking about Grant
Super
Morrison Super
Gods.
Gods.
Yeah, Super Gods audio. Yeah, I would love that if there's no audio for it, no audiobook for it. Come on, Grant Morrison.
He's he's a
Come
little harder
on.
to understand.
Yeah, I would need a video of it, and I would need subtitles for a book that I'm
Subtitles.
not reading. I won't read your book. I want to listen to the audio, but I can't listen to your audio. So let me watch subtitles on a video of you reading that. Yeah, when
Yes.
we met him in New York, it was me and Ian, and or not New York, it was Philly,
Philly.
and Ian what asked him about magic, and then he's like, "It's all real," and he just starts talking, and we're like, "I don't know what the fuck. I don't. We don't know what you're saying, bro.
Oh yeah. And
We
he
do
talks
not
kind of
know."
low, so he had to like kind of lean in a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, we don't know. We don't know what he said, and that's okay. That's all right. You know, that's all right. Good times.
He actually put a curse on you. That's what
Good
he
time.
actually did.
I think it's like yeah, there's a the stories of him doing like massive amounts of drugs and almost dying like in a different country is just fascinating. Then he makes that Invisibles Volume Two. Volume Two is King Mob almost dying, and all that was like real. Because I think even at that time when he was sick, wasn't there a lot of stuff that Miller wrote, Ghost wrote?
Vice versa. Miller, when Miller had Crohn's disease, which is like
Uh,
debilitating back.
okay.
It's a little you can deal. It's better. You can deal with it now, but
You know what
back
it
then
is
you
now.
couldn't.
Right.
Yeah. And Grant Morrison helped ghostwrite the third Art Adams Authority issue,
Mm. Okay.
which is like fantastic.
Hmm.
Like
Right.
Miller and Morrison combined on Authority at that point was really good. But then like it kind of sucked because Art Adams didn't want to keep DC kept having him redraw stuff, and Art Adams was really tuned in on Authority. He loved it. He loved the characters. And on the side, he said he was like drawing Authority characters on napkins at restaurants. Like that's how cool. That's how much he
He
was into
blew
this
it.
book.
Yeah.
And who drew the last issue? Was it Phil Winslade? Rough.
Phil Winslade, Chris Weston. It was like one of the two, but
Yeah.
it's over rendered. It's not. Yeah, it's not what we wanted, and we knew at that time, even when it was coming out, like we knew we were reading something that it was edited that didn't feel good. What was the other
Right.
book? There was a Cap book, right? It was Cap 12, where Wade was rewritten completely by
Oh, the
somebody.
Red Skull issue. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bob Harris. Did Bob Harris
I think
rewrite
Bob
it?
Harris rewrote it, but then and we knew about it, and it came out, and I was like, that's still pretty good. I don't know. I don't know what was different. Like, how bad could it have been?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
I
know.
mean, the art was the same, so like, it wasn't, it was just like apparently all the scripting was different. So, don't know. We don't
That's
like
why
it.
you got to make the deal beforehand. Straczynski came in when he took over Amazing Spider-Man. He's like, listen, I'll write Amazing Spider-Man, but you don't touch a word. And I want that in my contract. You don't touch a word.
Yeah,
And when he left Spider-Man, I don't think he was done writing Spider-Man. But one more day, he he didn't want to do that. He's like, I'm
but
done. Also, you know what? They made him switch. Gwen Stacy's kids with a Green Goblin were never supposed to be Green Goblins. They were supposed to be Peter Parkers. And I think it was a Casada Gemis. Like, no, it would be cooler if it was Green Goblin's kids. So
That's
everyone blames Straczynski for that, but that
right, right,
wasn't
right.
him.
That's funny.
That was Quemis.
That's
And it
Quemis. We should do
and
a misconceptions episode because I like there's an interview I read about the Black Punisher and he talks about the editor. He's like this editor just came on, then he's like we're gonna do this. We need to bring in Luke Cage, so let's just make Punisher black for a couple issues. He's like and then but then like I think it was Baron, then Mike Baron like well I read all these different books and we talked about I think on last episode where uh uh Lois Lane becomes black for an issue, and then they're in the 60s they had a couple books like that, like where they would like race swap or gender swap,
yeah,
and like and
it's if you do it right,
the
it's interesting.
sociological thing. So
If you do it wrong, it's cringe.
you're doing a good job, buddy. He's protecting us while he's laying
Good.
down. You're laying down, but you're
He's
not
he's
threatening.
he's probably out of breath, barking loud.
Yeah, that's it.
Marsh dog is heavy. In
He's
fact,
got to take a nap now. I mean, that's enough. But that was
it's
all that
enough.
he could do for the day. He's got to take a nap. I'm gonna take a nap
His
too.
his job's done.
That's it. That's
So
it. All right, everybody. Well, like, comment, subscribe. I got a haul video coming. Everything's $1. Everything's $1. Everything. Everything's a
yeah,
dollar.
let
Everything is
us
$1.
know if you want us to read a book. We'll read it. We'll review it. We'll tag it on the end. Say, hey guys, I want you guys to check out. I don't know, Incredible Hulk 314. What do you think of that? We'll dissect it. We love this stuff.
Yeah.
We've read it and we'll reread it
Yeah, I'll reread it.
just to talk about it. I don't mind. We
Yeah,
have
because
it.
it's different perspectives in different parts of your life. That's why like it's interesting. I'm trying to think the first time I read the John Byrne, probably 94, 95-ish. I think that's when I got my John Byrne run. A lot of
Yeah,
dollar bins, a lot of quarter bins.
it's 5 or 6 issues and it's just
243
beautiful.
was the hardest one. That was the Ron Hoffman issue that I was always look for him because 243 was just a Galactus issue. And back then there wasn't like let's print more of 243. You know what I mean? Like there was just kind of like it is what it was. Whatever the
Yes.
print run was. They're like let's get more issues of this printed. But yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting to check it out. So, all right, everybody, have a great one, and we'll see y'all soon.
Awestruck out. The worst ending ever.